actionindinc.com. That's action, indinc.com.
Did you know there's a Brock on every block? With 10 locations to serve you in Baton Rouge, Gonzales, Walker, Hammond, Zachary, and Bruley, home to 38 top physicians, finding the right care is easy. Learn more at brortho.com.
Who's cleaning your office building, medical facility, school, industrial, or manufacturing facility? Ever doubt that they're getting the job done when you leave the office? Stop worrying and reach out to the trusted local cleaning experts with a global reputation, Janny King, the king of clean. Make the switch today, like hundreds of businesses have already done here in the greater Baton Rouge area. And leave your worries at the door. Go to JannyKingCleans.com and find out how we can help. That's JannyKingCleans.com.
Janny King, the king of clean.
Did you know most homes don't have adequate insulation? This means higher electricity bills. Capital City Comfort can come and inspect your home for any spots that need extra insulation. Get ready for Louisiana summers with Capital City Comfort. Online at capitalcitycomfort-br.com.
You want a dry and cozy car, but your windshield leaks water and makes your car wet and smelly. That's why you need Advanced Windshield, the problem solvers in auto glass repair. We use quality parts and tools to ensure a perfect seal every time. Visit us at advancedwindshield.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. on Monday, March 25th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rain with a high of 77. In hour one of today's show, we'll recap LSU women's basketball's win over the weekend to advance to the Sweet 16 and LSU baseball's series loss against the Florida Gators. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the University Club, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, everyone? Hope you're having an excellent Monday here. Monday, March 25th. 2024, what a weekend it was, chock full of sports. This is OTB. It's going to be a great morning today. I mean, look, they're play a squad starting here in the chat with crying tears over the LSU baseball team. We will get there. We will get there. It's not to say that it was all good this weekend, but what is all good is why we once again are out here at the University Club golf course, and that is for the Dreams Come True golf tournament. Shout out to everyone who bought items and gave last night in the Dreams Come True live auction. Shout out to Walk-Ons Corporate Rehoboth. Shout out to Rev Business for being the title sponsor of today's golf tournament. If you don't know what Dreams Come True is, I do not believe that there is a more worthy cause to get involved in. I've been working with them for years. They're incredible, y'all. It can be boiled down to this. It's Make-A-Wish, but for Louisiana, okay? So this is, when you donate to Dreams Come True, this is money that goes to helping out Louisiana kids and their families who have been dealt the toughest of hands and going through the toughest of circumstances, and they get to they get to have a dream come true. Like last night, Jake, for crew was it was going to Disney and watching that family speak about what that Disney trip meant, and a child whose parents were told he would never walk, and then the dad's tearing up as he's talking about him walking down Main Street in Disney. One of the more touching things I've ever seen, and that's what Dreams Come True does. DCTofLA.com if you want to donate. We'll get to more of that throughout the show. Jake, what's up, dude? How we feeling, man?
For losing a series to the team that I disliked the most, at least last night, Dos Oceros happened again.
Yeah,
so
hell yeah, man.
That helped me a little bit. It gave me a little bit because I didn't have a lot. I did not have a lot after losing the baseball series, although, women's basketball was able to take care of business, and softball did finally in their losing streak. But I would have come in here a little sad boy. if Dos Acero didn't happen again, but it did. USA beats Mexico again for another trophy. So, Alondra, Danny, you hate to hear it.
Suck it, nerds.
For you.
Also, we'll get to it again during winners, but Tyler Adams with maybe the most quality goal in U.S. history. I literally cannot think of a more European quality strike. I feel like I've been waiting my entire life of watching this U.S. soccer team for a goal that deep outside the box.
That is incredibly fair.
It was a thing
well
of beauty. Now, I don't know if this is going to be like a consistent segment or if this is just where my brain went trying to frame what was a massive weekend full of sports, but I want to get into the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Who gets to be Clint Eastwood here? You and me.
I think we got a little bit of everything. I think you're definitely more Clint Eastwood for sure. You definitely have the most Clint vibes here. Just, in fact, the most like spaghetti Western vibes.
Spaghetti Western.
Like Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Actually, I like Unforgiven better than person. But whatever. Okay, the good. We mentioned it. LSU women's basketball, taking care of business. Yep. Angel Reese leaving the PMAC on top. It was, a tough-fought first half, but what do great teams do? They pull away when it matters most. The atmosphere was incredible. Flage, 21. Angel goes for 20-11. Anissa Morrow, 19 and 13. Michaela Williams, 16. And then both Coach Mulkey and Flage after the game talking about Haley Van List's defense on Savannah Wheeler being the key in that second half. So, the women, Jake, doing what they do, took care of business in the PMAC, heading to the Sweet 16.
They did, and it's a team in Middle Tennessee that had won a ton of games in a row. They had only lost, 4 games all season long.
Yeah.
And so even though they're 11th seed, we saw against Louisville that they certainly are a capable basketball team, and it was hairy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're down. You're down at halftime, right? And you're trying to find a way, and you had the momentum. You had the juice because the building was rocking yet again. But in the second half, completely different team. Certainly in the fourth quarter, a completely different team. And now, you get to a point where you get to hit reset. You get to hit reset. Yeah. Now you're going to travel. You're going to play outside of the PMAC, but you survived. You did exactly what you had to do, and it was good to see them pull away and get some confidence there late in the game.
So fantastic job by Coach Mulkey's squad holding court. We'll get to the limited information that we have on the Mulkey Washington Post saga a bit later in the show. Also in the good category, Jake, LSU gymnastics getting it done in New Orleans, earning their 5th SEC championship title, hitting 198 again. Connor McClain gets the only perfect 10 to the meet. What do you know? Haley Bryant wins the all-around. And remember, Coach Jay Clark told us on Friday, thanks to the great regular season work, coming in as the 1 seed, they were able to finish on the floor, and they go into that last rotation down to Kentucky. They dominate the floor because that's what they do, and now they're SEC champs heading in the NCAA tournament.
Now, this is going to sound weird because they were national runner-up last year, but doesn't this team just feel different even than that? Because that team didn't.
That was a scrappy team. This is a alpha
and
team.
they clawed their way to a national championship game, and I don't think a lot of people had them in that position. A very good team, but maybe not a national championship team. This one just feels like a true national championship contender.
Also in the good category, the vibes around the Pelicans, ever since we got the news, hour 3 on Friday, that it was just a bone contusion for Brandon Ingram, the vibes are immaculate. After the Magic loss, the Ingram scare, the Pels reignite. They go down and they beat the hell out of the Miami Heat in their house. I mean, the depth on full display. Bro, Zion only had to score 4. Trey Murphy popping off. This was a Jose and Najee throughout the weekend. Jose and Najee throughout the weekend dominating. Scary Larry, the second unit is, everything we talked about on Friday feels so validated in the depth. So they beat the hell out of the Heat. Then they go to Detroit, and Zion, feeling, a little rested after kind of getting a chill for a game. 36 on 13 of 14 shooting to go along with 7 boards and 6 assists. Yep. By the way, both double-digit wins. So the Pels finished this 4-game road trip 3-1. And check out this, Jake. I would have never fathomed this. They now have 30 double-digit wins on the season. 30 double-digit wins for your New Orleans Pelicans. Let's freaking go!
Yeah, and the Heat game, remember Jimmy Butler, after the time that they beat New Orleans in the Smoothie King Center, he gave you, the next time that they were going to play the Pelicans and they were going to win, they were the better basketball team, and this team, it's so good to see them go out there so many times this year and kind of prove something different than they have in the past, right?
Yep.
And we've talked about it. They beat bad teams now. They don't lose to bad teams. Actually, they just demolish bad teams, and they leave no questions. And this game meant something to him, right? And Najee Marshall certainly was involved in the first game. He had something to say about this win. It's a different Pelicans team. It's a different attitude. And even, without players, like it doesn't matter which player it is. Like they've had guys miss time here, time there. And like even without like a BI, like guys just step up.
Yeah.
And that bench, like you're right, like if Trey Murphy's not on it, he's a starter, that's okay because you got 3 guys that still are going to give you what you need.
And Trey Murphy, again, really honoring the faith that we placed in him to make up for the absence of Brandon Ingram, as he was absolutely filthy against Miami Heat. Now, the Pelicans come home, Jake, 11 games left, 7 at home.
Yep.
And now listen to this homestand, though, okay? This is a big boy. Thunder on Tuesday. Bucks on Thursday, Celtics on Saturday, Suns on Monday, and then the Magic again on Wednesday. So very good teams, one and all, but it's going to be in your house, and the crowd should be electric. Oh, by the way, Alondra, it actually ends with the Spurs on Friday, too.
Yeah.
So a lot of good teams, and then, just a huge fan attraction as you get to see the freak that is Wembanyama live and up close.
Man, those should be some packed Smoothie King Center.
It's going to be playoff atmosphere.
Yes.
100%. I can't wait to see. I just can't wait to live vicariously through the center.
I mean, that's like a who's who of the NBA teams coming into your building.
It is like you could not ask for a more star-studded end of the year here. All right, so that's the good. Let's get into the bad. I only got one thing here, and that is softball. But it's not ugly because they find a way. Now, they lose 2 very close tough-fought games in Mizzou, the first 2 games. That losing streak after dropping the last 2 against Ole Miss gets up to 4 games. And then late in the 6th inning, trailing Mizzou, once again, they find a way to get it done, take the lead, win 4-3. Sidney Berzon retires 9 straight. They get back in the win column, and they avoid the sweep. So not a good weekend for softball overall, but it's okay. It's okay. A nice stabilizing win there at the end.
Yeah, you had to get that one after winning so many games to start your season, 20-plus games in a row. I mean, you were staring 5 losses in a row right in the face, and so you had to go out there. You had to find a way. And Mizzou just got swept by Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken, last weekend, and so they came out a different team. And you're right, T. It was very close games. It wasn't like, Ole Miss game, the last game of the series got away from you pretty early. You never really had a chance in that one. This was not the case. You had an opportunity in every game. You couldn't find that one hit to put you over the top, but they did find that hit yesterday. And it is, baseball loses 2 of 3, softball loses 2 of 3, but it is funny with that last game. If the last game's the one game that you get, how much of a different feel it is than if you're in baseball's case.
Well, and you mentioned softball not getting blown out, which brings us to the ugly, which is what happened with your baseball team this weekend in the box. A wonderful start on Friday night. 6-1 winners, dominant performances in every facet of the game. And then in game 2, you got the series in hand. 8th inning, sketchy as hell, man on first and third. Ackenhausen comes in, K, pop up, K! But a dropped ball leads to a run, extra batter. Next thing you know, it's 4-3. They manage to scrape across 4-4, and then Caglione does what Caglione does, and then he continues to do what he does on Sunday. And for a second Sunday in a row, you lose the series in embarrassing fashion. You get run ruled. You're right. That is not like I understand. Again, and softball, they lost 2, okay, but they were close, very close, hard-fought battles. Losing a series 2 Sundays in a row, getting run ruled, losing to Florida, losing at home, and now staring down 2 Arkansas, home Vandy, 2 Tennessee. Jay Johnson said at the beginning of the year, Jake said, I can't promise you anything except that there will be adversity.
Yeah.
And, adversity is here very early on.
All right, so if you come into a series against a team like Florida, like, we want to sweep. Okay, well, everybody wants to sweep, and you want to sweep every single series, but it's like we want to win 2 of 3, though.
Yes.
We want to get that done. And, T-Bob, you win the first game. In the second game, you're the better team. You were cruising, and just, like, to lose that game, you just knew that it wasn't going to go well on Sunday because you had your opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, you found ways to lose the game on Saturday. And look, that's a tough play from Milazzo. Like he blocks up a good pitch.
It was a crazy pitch.
He can't find it, and then they score, make it 4-3, and it looks like Ackenhausen, strikes the batter out. They call it a ball, walk, and then you're right. Like they manufacture a run, and then it just never felt like you were going to win that game. But it felt like you had so many chances to win 2 out of 3. Even if you got blown out yesterday, right? Even if you get run ruled like you do, but you win that game on Saturday, it's a completely different feeling, obviously. So it was right there. The series was right there for you to take it, and credit to Florida. They manufactured the runs. It wasn't pretty for them. I mean, on a strikeout.
It is the ultimate it's one of those moments where you really appreciate how thin the margin of error is when the competition gets to this level. Because it's in the ugly, right? And if it's just if you just block up that ball and manage to tag him out on Saturday night, then we're coming in here and we're celebrating.
Yeah.
Like, we're not just feeling okay, we're actively celebrating what was a great weekend for baseball. You're 3-3, you've stabilized. Instead now 2-4, looking like you have problems on Sunday. And you said on Friday, Jake, you had to get Friday. You really needed to get Saturday. With Caglione on Sunday, they just felt like they had such an advantage on the mound. And they got to figure out what's going on Sunday with these big innings that just start to snowball, and then not being able to kind of pull out of the tailspin.
And you got exactly what you needed Friday from Holman, and then on Saturday, I think Gage jumped outside of the 4 walks, and I know he hit another batter, and so that was kind of a problem in Starkville as well. But still, he still had stuff.
Yes,
and we talked about it in Starkville. I feel like he did. He was just missing small, and he came out and gave you exactly what you needed on Saturday.
Yeah.
And so, like, that is an encouraging part that Holman and Gage Jump can go out there and they can give you that. But Sunday, they have to get that figured. They have to be more consistent. They can't have, like you said, the one inning where all things go to hell.
Because it's going well. It's not like it's consistently going bad. It's going well until suddenly it's not, and your jaws like if Bingham makes the diving catch out there in left field, everything's different. But again, margin of error, guys. When you play at the highest level of sports, baseball, football, whatever sport it is, these tiny little moments end up looming so large. So
you even thought, because of how good the starting pitching was on Friday and heading into Saturday and Sunday, you only use one guy out of the bullpen, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man,
yeah,
this is going to be perfect. And then Saturday played out like having Ackenhausen for multiple innings. I know, obviously, there at the end, Caglione turns on one and he gets the loss there. But, you felt good about it. Like, look, he can go extended because we didn't have to use any of our bullpen on Friday. Like, it's set up to win the series, and that's what makes it so frustrating is you had it right there. Things you had to have happen on Friday and Saturday happened, and you don't close it out on Saturday. You gave them hope. You gave their best player hope, who was going to be on the bump the next day, and he looked like –
you let him get the game-winning home run just to really juice up.
No doubt about it.
Juice up his confidence.
One of the best players in the country. You gave
alpha
him.
Swag going into Sunday. Okay, look, we'll probably continue to talk baseball. Like, that was kind of a brief overview. We'll dive deeper into the Pels. We got spring football and Brian Kelly meeting with the media to get to. We got our guy Hold the Mayo coming up later. We're here at the U Club Golf Course for Dreams Come True, Louisiana. We'll continue to explain to you about Dreams Come True. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
KTOZ window coverings. KTOZblinds.com is the website. Get Brandon Barton out to your home today and get window coverings that wow. Again, you're not fully appreciating likely just how much of a difference the right window coverage can make in your home. And not just from an aesthetic standpoint, though certainly, right? There's no way to make a home look nicer than some excellent drapery or whatever. But I'm talking about functionality, utility, temperature control, glare control for your television, all this and more. Jake's experienced it firsthand. Go to KTOZblinds.com.
I mean, all weekend. Actually, starting Thursday. I mean, this completely helped me out watching my basketball. I just put the shade down, again, outside, and it shades out the entire living room as well. You'll be blown away by how quickly they're going to learn your space and get you heading in the right direction. Go to that website today to book everything and get ready to go at K2ZBlinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Oh, shoot, I forgot to play the song. I got a guy who can fix this.
Bayou Ford has $7,500 off MSRP on new 23 Ford F-150 XLT trucks. $7,500 off plus 1.9% financing for 72 months. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
Join me for a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Sir Kim Mulkey and the Tigers moving on in a reaction to LSU in Florida at the box. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. We are here live at U Club, breaking down a weekend full of sports with the U Club Golf Course for the Dreams Come True Golf Tournament. Shout out to Rev Business, the presenting sponsor. Also want to shout out Pax and Briggs Equipment, a couple of the gold sponsors, Dreams Come True. Dreams Come True, again, helps the Dreams Come True of Louisiana kids. So you can go to dctofla.com. You go donate, and it is Make-A-Wish, but on a local level. So kids who have been dealt, the dealing with the worst circumstances in their family, they get to go to Disney. They get to go on like a trip to Europe. They get to go to the LSU locker room. Like whatever it is they want, Dreams Come True makes happen, and you just can't imagine a more worthwhile cause. So I'm very happy to be here, and please, 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 if you can donate, anything helps. It's about $3,000 to fund a child's dream. But again, that adds up really quickly. Like if everybody goes and gives $10, well, that's going to be a bunch of dreams funded right there. So DCTofLA.com. Daniel Blunt, wait, is this OTB? I got confused. I thought I saw Murphy, Sam, and Jody. We lost again to Murphy, Sam, and Jody on Friday. Got second. I saw Bob Murphy. I walked up to him and said, hey, I talk SHIT about you all the time.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah. I said, look, it's out of respect, but just know, we're coming. We coming, okay? So again, another L for the boys, but I feel good about 24-25. Anyway.
God, what'd he say?
He was cool about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I wasn't like hyper aggressive, but that was the exact,
I believe you.
That was the exact wording.
Yeah. Because we do.
Yeah. So I don't want to hide that light under a bushel. I was just being honest.
Yeah. Oh, congratulations to you.
Oh yeah, yes.
Young professional baby. Let's go. Of the year.
The cutoff is 35 years old. I am 35 years old. They call that a buzzer beater.
They do.
For real though, huge shout out because how these things work. You make these videos and Taylor, Matt wrote, I think Rivers voiced it. It was a really touching video that got it done. And Taylor killed it with the OTB video. I mean, the OTB video was fantastic. Felt like a winner. So, whatever, Murphy, Sam, and Jody. Next time, we're coming.
I got a lot of thoughts on that, but you know what? We'll just move on. A lot of awards I got thoughts on.
Let's get into let's get back into baseball for a little bit. Somebody asked, okay, I would say somebody asked earlier in the chat, is it time to hit the panic button? I am, look, what lies in front of LSU looks daunting, right? But we have to remember, baseball, more so maybe than any other game, is the ultimate, it's never as good as it looks, it's never as bad as it looks. Like, look at Vanderbilt ends up going to South Carolina, and getting swept this weekend. So it can feel like you're unbeatable, and then things can change at the drop of a hat. And so I'm not saying that I think that LSU is going to emerge with a great record out of the next three. Again, 2 Arkansas, I think my goal is to get 1. I'm not even entertaining a series win. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be pleasantly surprised if you can, but I think the goal to Arkansas is to get 1. I think you have to hold serve against a Vandy team that proved to be more fallible than we thought. And then that next weekend against Tennessee, well, that's an easy sweep because Tennessee sucks and is absolute garbage. But it's one of those deals where there may be a bit of a hole that you're going to have to mentally come to grips with after the next couple of weeks, okay? Yeah. But I'm still betting on this LSU baseball team to get frisky long term. I don't expect them to absolutely crumble and get held out of the tournament or anything. Now, hosting, that feels already now very dangerous, and I'm not gonna. That's probably too forward thinking they get involved in that. But I'm not fully panicked on this team yet. I'm still buying Jay Johnson and the boys long term to end up as one of the better teams in the SEC.
All right, so if you look really far ahead and you look at the schedule, okay, certainly the next couple of weeks they do feel exactly like you say, T-Bob. They are daunting because you have some of the teams that are kind of the standard of the SEC. Now, you've been one as well, but you have to hold tight and just do enough because after you go through this wave, you do get a chance to play Mizzou. And I think Mizzou's the only bad baseball team.
That's going to be a must-sweep, unfortunately.
It is, without question. Now, there's some teams that aren't as good, obviously, but they're the only bad team, and you get them. All right, so, but also right now, Alabama 2-4 in conference play. I think they're really talented, but you have them left on your schedule. They're at the bottom of the SEC West standings right now. You get Auburn as well, so you have to take
finally
advantage.
Snagging a win against Arkansas.
Yeah, they're 1-5 right now.
They needed that worse than LSU needed it.
So when you look at obviously what's coming up in the near future, it is going to be incredibly tough. But you just have to do enough to where you go on the road against Missouri in Como. You want to sweep there. You get Auburn at home. Obviously a big opportunity if they keep going their way. Now you get Texas A&M as well. That's a good baseball team. But then
everybody's going to be good.
Everybody's going to be good.
It's just like – I believe that LSU will prove to be better than the at the top of the tier 2. Maybe they're not tier 1 this year in the SEC.
Right.
But I feel like in that Auburn, A&M, LSU, Alabama, I would still imagine that LSU will emerge on top of that grouping.
But I think the most important thing is you have to just keep your head above water here during these next 3 series.
Yeah.
I know that this is LSU, and I know you don't want to be passive, but do enough, I'm saying, to be able to get to that portion of your schedule. Maybe you figured some things out. Maybe you have figured Sunday out.
Yeah.
Do enough during that portion where you can thrive at the back end with teams that you feel like you have a great opportunity against.
Well, and I guess that's the other part about it for me is why I'm not fully panicked yet. Though again, like the difference between 3-3 and a series win against Florida and 2-4 is so drastically bad feeling that it does boggle the mind, considering you're just one blocked up found pitch away from everything being different narratively and from all of the season outlook feeling differently. It's still crazy. That's how thin the margins are. But look at how this team improved last season, right? Even like at the tournament, really catching fire after having some late season wobbles, quite honestly. Like, I believe that Jay Johnson's going to continue to tinker, continue to find a way to manage and manipulate and put and find the best combination of guys, right? Both in the lineup and when it comes to how you're going to handle Sunday from the mound. Maybe you just start going Thatcher Hurd for shorter outings, and at the slightest sign of a wobble, if you have a ton of arms left, you just go to the bullpen because he can't seem to avoid the big inning. Like, I don't know, right? What I do know is that I trust in Jay Johnson. It is kind of funny, though, Jake, talking to everybody just kind of, anecdotally out there in life. So glad they won the Natty last year. Because even if they had lost, any of those crazy games in the run-up, which it still would have been a great season, everybody, you'd already be hearing, like, he's not the guy. I don't know if he's the guy, blah, blah, blah. Like, at least Jay has it to be like, okay, y'all, calm the hell down.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. And, look, no one is grinding harder and more upset than that man with how the first 2 weeks in the SEC have gone. It's just wild to me that a Florida team, Jake, that is so inconsistent overall, 12-8 coming into this series, the way that they can lock in and turn it on for the weekend, whereas LSU's the opposite. They're actually one of the better teams in the country when it comes to handling the bad teams and the midweek teams, but just struggling once they get into the big matchups on the weekend.
Yeah, and gosh, T, I mean, what do you play? 16, 17 innings of great baseball, and it's just baseball like we've talked about. I mean, you're up 4-2, and we were talking with Moose during the break. As soon as that run goes across in the 8th, you're like, oh, man. So it's not all lost, and I know that it feels like that today, and some of it should feel like that, but you are – a strikeout away where Milazzo's able to find the baseball a little bit sooner, throw the guy out from winning the series. And like you said, it's a completely different feel. Now, we can be upset about it. We can talk about it, and it needs to be talked about. But also you can realize the margins in the SEC and how close they are, because if you win that game on Saturday, even if you get run ruled on Sunday, it's still a completely different feel. So that's the thing that this team has to find, because they were dominating Florida. They did it on Friday. On Saturday, they did it until the 8th inning. Because even Florida's runs before that weren't really earned.
Bro, it was like 3 runs and 3 hits.
Yes.
Yeah, it just,
You're not far away. You're not there.
Which
you're
again
not
is
there,
why
but you're not
that
far
hurts
away.
so bad to end up on the wrong side of that result. But yes, and Jake, in baseball, all things tend to even out by the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
You're going to snag a win or two that you should not have and had no
Southeastern
business
this year
in the
already.
Same way. Yeah, true. Now, hopefully we snag some of them on the SEC front. But yes, you're going to snag some wins that you don't deserve either. So again, it's not ideal, but we are not going to give in to fear and or panic, for we must remember we were not raised by fearful men.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's lock back in. Moose, is it fair to say you're looking for one against Arkansas? Okay, yes. A dismissive laugh from Moose as he chuckles and nods his head. Give me one, baby. 3-6. We can work from there.
There's a couple of players that they got to get going as well, and Paxton Kling,
Yeah,
Brady
man.
Neal. These are players that we talk about, we've heard about,
On
and
a high leverage
they
misses
have
from the
to
boys.
get them going. And the situations when the misses
That's
come.
what I mean, the high leverage.
For Paxton Kling, like those have like changed your approach. Like you have a skill set, right? I know you are a 5-tool player. But right now, some of your tools are rusty, and they need some WD-40, okay? So until you get the WD-40, go out there with the 3 tools that you have and use those to your ability to get out of it, right? It happens on all levels of baseball. You have to be able to, when you're about to put a button down, you can't get the button down, and then you come out of your cleats with the next swing. Like, you're not there to do that right now.
God,
that
you
might come.
smashed your own finger on the butt.
Yeah, yes.
I mean.
Like, so that's like, it's time where guys that we know have the ability, right, you have got to show up. Like Paxton Kling started this year as the guy at the top of the order. You thought he was going to find his way because we know how talented he is. We know what the MLB scouts think of him, and that's great. But, like, those are the guys that you need to step up because now, because of necessity, you've had to move Mac Bingham into the leadoff spot where I think Mac Bingham would serve you better as a team somewhere else, but you have no choice.
So it doesn't feel great on the LSU baseball front right now. Where it does feel great is with the New Orleans Pelicans. And we can get into some of that next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I hope you're all having a great day as I kill time to talk about All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. All-Star Toyota. I hope you're having a great day. What a week. Verbal bridge to cross there. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. I went to the bank the other day, Jake, and the teller's like, "Do you really drive a murder out, Manny?" I said, come look outside right now. Do you think I lie about that? Look at this thing. This thing's looking clean. It's like the Batmobile, but with more utility. That could be you. You could get that Toyota Sienna fashioned however you want, all red, whatever, right? You can custom order All-Star Toyota Express online, or go in and see them. Work with the excellent sales team, All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. They are the best.
It could be you, but you're playing. Stop playing and go to the website. Go ahead and customize that vehicle today. Like T-Bob said, you can do it all right there online. Check out the new vehicles, the leases, and what they have in the rental department, all at allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade, time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me, like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. LSU football on the practice field with full media availability. We'll have a recap, and we'll talk LSU, Florida, and baseball from the box. Join us, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Jake, the only thing that maybe could have made Saturday's loss to Florida more disappointing is if you had seen it in the scenario that I did, where I was at a wedding, beautiful wedding, by the way, up in Monroe. Shout out to my guy, AD and Susanna. Just a wonderful time on Saturday. It was great. But I'm not going to lie. I had my phone. I never, closed it. I had the game constantly running on the inside of my jacket pocket so I wouldn't have to unlock the screen every time. So every now and then I'm kind of glancing at it. And so we get to the 8th, first and third, no outs. I'm going to the bathroom. So I plop down in the stall to get a little secret baseball watching in. And as everything is going sideways, I might as well have been a World War I soldier in the trenches. I saw a plate in the food line of 250 deviled eggs, and I knew it spelled trouble. I purposely avoided it. And next thing you know, I'm taking shells in the stall left and right. I'm just hearing it's a mixture of wonderful good old boy talk with a bunch of country folk that ain't seen each other in years. Like, oh, say, Bo, you still selling crop insurance? Oh, yeah, man, come on. And then just like
crop insurance.
And then next thing you know, the Ackenhausen strikeout happens. I yell yes, then I yell no, and then somebody's like, "Is that T-Bob?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And then I'm explaining the situation from the stall to the guy next to me who's blowing it up. It was just. It was smelly and disappointing, and then next thing you know, it was like right after the first dance. I'm all happy, or maybe Sparkler or something. I can't remember. I'm all happy, and Blackwell walks up to me. I was like, "Oh, I'm glad you're happy." Caglio just hit a 2-run shot. And so you didn't ruin the wedding because it's a great wedding in LSU baseball, but you damn near did.
Which means you did. He just doesn't want to tell the groom and bride that you did.
It just, it was a rough way. It was a rough setting to take that in. DJ Trauma Gaming says, T-Bob, how about the U.S. men? Yeah, Tyler Adams. We said it earlier. Jake, did you see the Golazo?
I mean, I'm wearing USA Today.
He's got the USMNT on,
everybody sees. I watched every dribble of that game there.
It was we'll get into that game probably more in hour number 3. It's definitely going to come up in weekend winners.
Yeah, that's like 6 straight games where Mexico has yet to get USA. They've 4 wins and 2 draws. Yeah, in the last 6 for the U.S.
U.S. Let's go, dude. And look, man, what more can you say about the New Orleans Pelicans? 8-2 in the last 10. Where are they at standings right now? They're now 5th in the West, but they're 2 games up on the Suns, so they'll play soon. They have a game against the Thunder, which, look, they're not going to challenge for the 1 seed, right? It's going to be Clippers, Suns, Kings, Mavs, who are hot right now. Like, that's the grouping that you're going to be fighting with. And the bottom line is 2 of those teams are going to finish 4-5, and 2 will finish 6-7. You got 11 games left. You got 7 at home. And I love this piece from Christian Clark in The Advocate today where they talk about Willie Green wanting to build a franchise, and Larry Nance Jr., who is a bit of, becoming like an elder statesman, one of the veteran leaders of this team. he had a great quote that I love that talks about what we keep coming back to, sustainability, saying, quote, "This is how you build a winning franchise. Those franchises that go from low wins to 60 wins, like like the Pelicans have done in the past, not 60, but like all of a sudden you'd have like one good AD year out of nowhere, right? Those franchises go from low wins to 6 wins. That's not sustainable.
Yeah.
You build a successful franchise, a successful roster, a successful team by steadily growing, steady improvement, keeping the core together, and really being willing and able to play alongside each other. That's what Denver did. That's what Milwaukee had done. That's what Golden State did. You build, you start slow, and you build. And I feel that so perfectly describes what David Griffin has done in his, 4 or 5 year tenure as Pelicans president. I mean, he came in talking about culture and how it was going to take time, and you're finally seeing the results of that process.
Yeah, you have to remember, like Golden State, you might hear that and roll your eyes, like, what are you talking about? Like, they've had the team. There was a point where Steph Curry was about to get traded away from Golden State. He couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah, couldn't stay healthy.
People didn't know if his body could take the NBA. They said he was too slight, and it wasn't going to work for him there. I mean, he got incredibly close to getting traded multiple times, and they didn't. They held it all together. They built around him like you're talking about, and now, they've become what they've become as, one of the dynasties in NBA history. And same thing, like not a different level, but for Denver and Milwaukee. Those are good examples because
a lot of people wanted to blow up Denver because they kept losing in the playoffs.
Yes.
Oh, they're not good enough to win a championship. Okay.
Yeah, and now they're the 1 seed again.
They kept
in
the
West
core together
after winning a championship a year ago. So that's what you have to do, and it's tough, and it's frustrating at times. Like the Pelicans have frustrated a lot of us, but they right now feel like a completely different franchise. I mean, like just things that they've always done, they're no longer doing, and that's a good thing for this franchise this year. And it's going to be tough. We talk about it all the time. In the East, the Celtics are the 1 seed, the Bucks are the 2. It's 11 games in between them, between 1 and 2 seed. In the West, there's 11 games between the 1 and the 9 seed. So it is highly competitive there. I mean, look.
There's 11 games between Celtics and Bucks.
11 games. The Celtics have already clinched.
East, why are you always so booty, dude?
Well, you got some teams with some good records. The Bucks, the Cavs, the Knicks, the Magic, the Pacers, the Heat, the 76ers, all 7 games or more over 500.
Yeah.
So usually, like, you got the 6th seed with a losing record over there in the East, but the West is just highly competitive. I mean, you have teams, T-Bob, in the West, like Houston's out of they're not even in the play-in right now, and they don't have a losing record.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, Houston fans. I've been there as a Pelican fan. It's so annoying. I mean, hell, last year you finished with a winning record, and what you were the 10th team in the Western Conference. All right. When we get back, let's close out hour number 1 of OTB, hour 2 right around the corner.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. GEAUXTommys.com for all your windows, doors, and siding needs. Any type of doors that you could want, Tommy got. You want vinyl or wood windows? Tommy's got you. You want vinyl hardy plank siding? Tommy's got you, okay? And like I always tell you every single day, just make Tommy's one of the bids, okay? I'm not even telling you to just straight up use him for sure. Make him one of the bids and let him prove to you why Tommy's has won the Angie Service Award all 7 years that they've been in existence, okay? GEAUXTommys.com.
Yeah, when you go to the website, I always encourage you go to either testimonials to see past client results or go to the gallery. They've got a great gallery of what they can do for you. You'll see the custom doors and windows and everything that Tommy can do for you and the team. That's why they've been doing it together, winning awards for so long now. Go Tommys.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Power up your next project with John Deere Deals by Sunshine. Whether you're working hard or playing hard, our knowledgeable team will help you find the right product for you. Ask us about our amazing tractor package promotions. Learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off the new 23 Ram 1500 SCA truck. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $22,500 off the new Ram 1500 truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Jake, why are we not talking about this U.S. men's team? Alondra, Mexico has died. Wow, as a country, Mexico has officially moved to dissolve after last night's latest 2-0 setback. I'm as surprised as you are, but DJ Trauma breaking the news here in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. Mexico, no longer a country, will now be subsumed into the U.S. and be named the U.S.'s little brother.
That's going to be the country name?
Yep, U.S. little brother. It's very unwieldy, but
Okay.
deeply funny.
All right, nice.
Honey, what's up, brother?
Nice.
What's going on, man?
Nice.
What's going on?
When you look at the dominance that U.S. has had over Mexico, like, you've never had it like that before. You know, like, this is like an all-time. And you look at the rosters, and the U.S. is just like every league, every main league from England to Spain to Italy. I mean, they've got everything. They have European players, no longer MLS players only. They come into a camp like this. And so,
well, look at who scored last night, right? Aren't Adams and Reyna both, who do they play
both in
for?
Premier League.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
exactly.
Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest, yeah.
How about this, too, Jake? As we look for some hope on the LSU baseball front, look at the vibes around the U.S. team, right? Really angry until the 95th the other night.
Oh,
get lucky with
yes.
the own goal. Earn luck, I guess you could say, whatever you want to call it. Then find a way to win that game. But now, everything's good. Team's great. Mexico sucks. They lifted a trophy. In the sporting world, we always talk about it. One of the few meritocracies left.
Yeah.
If you win, you control everything around how everybody feels and talks about you. And so the U.S. went from the outhouse to the penthouse in very quick fashion.
No doubt about it. I mean, 95th minute, you're playing against Jamaica's B side with your A squad, and your A squad's better than their A squad, but you're going against a team that's missing their key players, and you can't create anything. They scored within like the first minute of the match. You never came, and they just bunkered in. You couldn't do anything until you did, and then you end up winning the game 3-1.
Yeah.
And then you come out
changed.
and you beat your rival 2-0, 2-0 again.
2 quality goals.
Yes.
Quality.
And so, like, that's what we're talking about, like, with LSU baseball in that 8th inning, man. It's this. If you find a way to find the ball if you're Milazzo, and, again, it went to his left. It would have been tough, but if you throw the guy out, I think you win the game. And it's a completely different feel.
I think you absolutely win the game.
That's what we're
I
talking
think it's a
about.
question.
And then like, Sunday, I don't think you win that game because they've got their guy on the mound, and the matchup just favors them. But still, like, you don't know what Saturday's win could do for your Sunday confidence. And so,
That's true.
I don't know, man.
So it can
it's
change.
frustrating.
There's hope. There's hope, though. It can change fast, right? Find a way to – I was going to say I feel good about Friday against Arkansas, but then I just remembered about Hagen Smith, and I'm like, well, I don't know. Friday's going to be Friday. But find a way to get one, and then maybe you get lucky and win a game that you don't deserve sometime in this very stretch coming on, and then everything's all good again. Other big news over the weekend, we mentioned at the top, but the LSU women's basketball team getting it done. And, Jake, I can't help still, when you watch that Middle Tennessee game, first off, if you just look at the scoring, how spread out it was, the contributions that you're getting from every player, it's a small rotation, but it is one in which everybody is producing and doing their job. Great teams finish fights is what you saw, but I still cannot get over the atmosphere that they've created there in the PMAC. I mean, I had my father-in-law, a West Virginia fan, texting me about just how kind of gobsmacked he was seeing how many people were in that building and how loud it was. And I know Flage after the game talked about not even being able to hear the calls at some points.
Yeah. It's been great all year. It's been fantastic, and that's why Coach Mulkey, whenever we talk with her, obviously you want to be, the highest seed that you could possibly be, but she's like we got to make sure that we're a top 4 so we can host in our building, right? Because we know what kind of advantage that is, and it certainly showed out. And look, it was a game, and it got hairy, and you had a deficit at halftime, but you came out in the second half. And look, this tournament for women's basketball, and we've talked about it, so many different stars. The stars aren't on just the 1 seeds. I mean, you had teams, Baylor beats Virginia Tech. That's a 5-over-4. Colorado beats Kansas State. That's a 5-over-4. You had a game, Iowa State took Stanford to overtime last night. Yeah. Iowa State was a 7 seed. Stanford's a 2. I mean, that was an incredibly close game. Like, even the 6-point difference probably doesn't tell the story, because there at the end, I mean, I think it's 18 seconds left. Stanford hits a 3 to go ahead. Then they, had to play the foul game. Duke takes care of Ohio State, who won the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Right. They were the Big Ten champion in the regular season. They beat Caitlin Clark in Iowa, and they go down to Duke, and it wasn't even close. And so, yeah, I mean, you're going to have moments where you get tested, unless you're South Carolina that won 88-41 against North Carolina. But what are you going to do when you get tested? Well, LSU comes out in the second half. In the third, it was 27-13 advantage LSU. And then in the fourth, 24-7 advantage LSU, and they get the dub.
Hour 2 next, OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Man, what a fun hour it has been. I hope this segue finds you well. As I talked about, Accutemp at Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com, AccutempBR.com. All your AC, heat, and electrical needs. You want to go to Accutemp, man, go look at the online reviews. We're talking a damn near perfect 5 with thousands of reviews, and that's because their tagline, service to the highest degree, it's not just a marketing ploy. I would describe it as a mission statement, a guiding philosophy, a core ethos, if you will. And once you work with them once, you're never going to work with anybody else. Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com.
When you go to that website, top right corner, go ahead and schedule that appointment online. Chances are you're going to get that done today. And regardless of what T-Bob tells you, right, sometimes it feels like winter, sometimes it feels like spring. We don't really know. Heater, AC, don't get it confused, right?
So
don't shock the system. Have Accutemp come out and check your system, AccutempBR.com.
Bayou Ford has $7,500 off MSRP on new 23 Ford F-150 XLT trucks. $7,500 off plus 1.9% financing for 72 months. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Monday, March 25th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect rain with a high of 77. In hour 2 of today's show, we'll recap Brian Kelly's press conference on Saturday as we talk LSU spring football, and we'll talk a little March Madness. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the University Club, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB hour number 2. Hope you're having a great Monday. We got the good, the bad, the ugly in hour number 1. You know what the great is? Being out here on behalf of Dreams Come True Louisiana, DCTofLA.com. If you don't know, Dreams Come True of Louisiana is basically Make-A-Wish for Louisiana kids. It's one of my favorite charitable organizations I've ever worked with. Been involved for years now. Ms. Becky Prezone does an incredible job, as well as everybody who puts on these events. And every dollar that you give goes to fund a child's dream from the boot. And these are kids who are dealing with life's most tough circumstances. Again, last night we had the live auction at Walk-On's Corporate, and a huge shout out to Walk-Ons for having us out there and to everybody who came and gave. But we had one of the Dream Children there, and he's absolutely adorable, a ball full of energy, and hearing his parents talk about how they were told that what he was born with was not compatible to life, that he'd never walk, all these sorts of things, and then hearing his dad tear up as he describes him walking down Main Street at Disney on the Dreams Come True trip that they got sent to was one of the more special memories I've ever had and that you will ever have. And I wish you could have all seen it, because it really drives home just how great this cause is. But again, guys, I don't think it needs that much explaining, right? You get it. DCTofLA.com. Any way you can help is big time. And a shout out to Rev Business being the presenting sponsor. We got PAX, Briggs, Giles Automotive, Tito's. Shout out, I was just talking to our guy Jay Payne, Central Plumbing here. Jake going to play on one of the Central Plumbing teams today. So a massive thank you to everyone who gives and gets involved. Here in hour 2, we got some LSU football and Brian Kelly sound to get to. We still got sports from the weekend to chop up about. Shohei Ohtani is going to be meeting with the media a bit later. NFL spring meetings took place, so you have your latest NFL coaches picture. Actually, maybe we say that for we're in the studio on Tuesdays. It's a bit more of a visual bit. But I don't recognize a lot of these coaches, to be honest, bro. And, well, something's going down with the Washington Post and Coach Kim Mulkey. In case you missed it over the weekend, rumors started to swirl about a piece that was going to come out on Coach Mulkey. Some describe it as a hit piece. I guess it depends on how you want to frame it. But one that you would think is going to be negatively tinged. Well, Coach Mulkey was given questions to answer and a deadline right before their first tournament game was due to start. And she adopted an interesting strategy here from a public relations standpoint, Jake. I kind of agree with Coach Mulkey's assessment that when you are writing a piece like this and you send the questions and the deadline to answer them is right before a game starts, I don't know that you're being – I don't know that I think you're playing a bit of strategy there if you're the journalist, right? You have crafted a narrative that you maybe don't necessarily want her to be able to respond to, and you're kind of relying on coaches doing the coaching thing where they're going to be like, well, no distractions. I'm not going to address it publicly. I'm just going to focus on the game. But you may not know Kim, dog, because like she told us the other day, I am who I am, okay? And she came out guns blazing, saying, look, this is a reporter who's been calling around to former players, anybody trying to find disgruntled employees to fit a narrative that he's already crafted. She said she has hired the best defamation lawyers in the country to go after this piece if it comes out and they can find an angle with which to attack it. And if you're the Washington Post here, you got to be real careful, man. There are examples in the past where this sort of stuff has gone awry, right? Wasn't it Gawker that went after Hulk Hogan one time? And I'm not defending Hulk Hogan here, but I'm saying when it comes to dealing with defamation lawyers, Gawker goes after Hogan. He ends up getting bankrolled by a billionaire they'd gone after at one point. And I think it ended up like bankrupting Gawker at the time, which ended the self-debt and all that stuff. So, again, Coach Mulkey adopted a strategy that you see out of people like Dave Portnoy a lot, where basically saying, okay, like, you want to play this game? I'm not just going to sit back and take it and go quietly. I'm going to say that I'm saying you're wrong and that this is not honest journalism and that you are trying to paint your own narrative around me. And that's a strategy, Jake, and a sentiment, quite honestly, that a lot of people genuinely agree with.
Honest journalism is not something that you find on every corner anymore. So, like, a lot of people, and of course, we've talked about it, for whatever reason, the national media and a lot of people out there just don't enjoy LSU basketball and Kim Mulkey. And so, like, you try to do some research, you try to do a deep dive into this team, and then all you see is just, oh, look at this statement. Well, she's making a statement. She's whatever that she is accused of, she did, definitely. I'm like, no. Like, y'all have y'all's predetermined feelings towards Coach Mulkey and LSU basketball. And so, no, she wanted to get out in front of this. If you know Coach Mulkey, she's not going to just sit there and allow you to come up with something that she says is absolutely not true. And so she's getting out in front of it, and she's trying to shut it down.
Yeah, and again, I think, and this is without us being able to read the piece.
Right.
It is not dropped yet. Though certainly when they do drop it, the eyeballs – okay, because, like, here's where it is. Player Squad says, why'd you have to answer them at all? Again, I think at a certain point, this gets into PR strategy, right? And I think there is value, and I'm not offering any judgment on what I feel about the situation yet. But if you want my personal feelings, I deeply respect and love Coach Mulkey. I think she is a badass. I think when you reach that level of success, you are always going to have people that don't like you, right? And if you only talk to the people that don't like you, that's going to craft a very bad picture. If that's indeed what is going on here, then I would agree with the assertion that is a bit of dishonest journalism. So that's maybe my, but again, we got to read the piece and see what we think. But that's my personal opinion as it stands right now. In terms of PR strategy, I think this was really smart by Coach. If you just sit back and take this and the piece drops and you try to ignore it and you let it percolate, you lose control of the narrative, right? This is an old best defense is a good offense type of play. And again, just living online in the manner that we do, you've seen this more and more, and whether it's maybe like a Donald Trump in the world of politics, like I said, Dave Portnoy, you've seen him do this a couple times, like Business Insider and stuff. This aggressive, like, no. This is how I view it. I'm getting my message out to the people. That sort of aggressive messaging, I think, has borne fruit here recently. Like, some may paint it as being defensive, but just as many, if not more, like I said, agree with the sentiments that she's espousing when she talks about this is why people in large swaths of people don't like the media anymore.
Correct me if I'm wrong, T, but isn't this the same reporter that basically just wrote that Kim Mulkey's a bad person?
I don't know if he wrote that piece. She did not like a piece that he wrote on Brian Kelly, and I think that's another reason why she initially not agreed to work with. Now, unfortunately, I started reading it yesterday, but I got to be honest, guys, with the auction and everything last night, I got busy and I never got to finish reading it. But it's a piece about Kelly that I wouldn't describe as a hit piece, but it is dealing with some of the harsh realities that we are a pretty poor state and a pretty poor region in a lot of ways, and Brian Kelly makes $100 million. And it's calling into questions about, like, is that right? Is it wrong? And obviously that's a deep, nuanced conversation. I mean, ultimately, in these kind of conversations, kind of take the easy way out, and I'm like, well, it's the market. If people
are they saying
pay
because it's a state university and he's making?
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yes, but yes, that is essentially the gist of it. But again, let me preface this with I did not get to fully finish the piece, so I don't want to misspeak. But I do know that is the piece that that Coach Mulkey was already not a fan of from last year.
Did he write one about Lane Kiffin and making that much in Mississippi?
I'm
or
not
Sam
sure.
Pittman making that much in the state of Arkansas?
Well, and that's why
you're kind of in the same boat as Louisiana?
That's why I get to the market thing, right? That's like when people complain about NIL or all these players are like, well, bro, that's the market. Like, if you're an American and you like capitalism, you have to accept that the market's going to do what the market does. Now, I mean, look, I'm not saying that's just fully right all the time or that we shouldn't maybe try to change things at times, but you are fighting kind of large, unmovable forces.
The problem I have with articles like that is, okay, well, you've obviously never seen what a Saturday home game does for Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Now, to be fair, it does get into some of that. It talks about the economic impact that Nick Saban had back in the day, creating hundreds of millions of dollars in jobs and investment when LSU won the national championship and bringing back money to the city. And there's been economic analysis of what Saban's brought to Tuscaloosa. Now he's arguably
it's a completely different city
and everything. And so, again, I don't want to completely misrepresent the journalist there because he gets in that in the beginning with Saban. I don't know how he approaches it from the Kelly standpoint. But just to say that he has written an article that by some, at least around these parts, has been deemed controversial in the past.
All right.
So we'll see. I don't know when the piece is going to drop. But, again, anybody who has reached that level of success is going to have people that are not going to have nice things to say about them, you know? I have people who not have nice things to say about me, and I'm not success. I'm not like. I mean, granted, hey, Young Professional of the Year. Thank you. But no, it's like there's everybody's going to have people that they've miffed, especially when you're a coach and you're having to kick guys off of teams. You're having to decide that you can't play here. You're maybe having to fire an assistant coach. And now, sometimes these people are so powerful you'd never want to open your mouth against them, but you don't think if you really wanted to go out of your way, you don't think that you could talk to people that like Nick Saban has disgruntled over the years and try to paint a negative picture. So it's complicated, but at the onset, without reading the article, I can certainly understand why Kim Mulkey feels like maybe there's not the most balanced picture being put forward.
Young professional.
Yeah. 35 with 3 kids. My knees are hurting so bad. I was walking around the neighborhood Friday with my family. I'm like, babe, I don't know how young I feel. My knees are hurting now, bro.
He gets up to accept the award for Young Professional and holds on to every table and chair as he walks up there.
Yeah,
okay.
Alondra is salty. Alondra quote tweeted, I don't think he's that young anymore. Ha! Suck it, Alondra. Mexico sucks. Oh, excuse me. U.S. little brother.
Yes, U.S. little brother.
The Republic of U.S. little brother.
Yes,
Excuse me.
yes.
My bad. Camille Trudeau says, love you guys. However, I am enjoying watching, quote, journalists/media people try to explain this without making either side mad. Bottom line is social media has ruined good journalism. Clicks. I think, so this is what I'll say. It's definitely the incentive package for journalism is can lead to wanting to be bombastic, right? But really, Jake, that's been journalism for all time. Go look up yellow journalism of the 19 teens where everybody's trying to sell papers. It's just clicks. I mean, it's all the same deal. Sensationalism, controversial topics with extreme stances, that's kind of been the name of the game the entire time. And I know in an ideal utopian society it wouldn't be, but these are for-profit businesses. It's like when you allow for-profit news channels to be created. What do you get? You get content that is not necessarily going to be the most even keel because what sells? Violence, sex, division, all this sort of stuff. So we can lament it being the internet. I think it's just a deepening of what we've always kind of done, me personally. So I don't know. Alondra says she didn't even care about soccer. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay.
How convenient, Alondra.
Okay.
How convenient, dude.
I wouldn't care about it either if my team was that bad.
Jamie says, correct me if I'm wrong, but this guy's hunting people down and probably paying for negative quotes, correct? I don't think he's paying, but he is saying, hey, I'll allow you to be anonymous, and you can tell me what it is you think. And, yes, he's hunting down people who have been disgruntled. However, when you do that, and when you cast a wide net, some people aren't, right? And so then he gets back to the person themselves, and that's when Coach Mulkey decided to go on the offensive, which, again, I think is a heady play. Is a heady play by Coach Mulkey. All right. When we get back, more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to centralplumbing.org. Centralplumbing.org. 925-8552 is the number. 925-8552. We're here at the Dreams Come True Louisiana Golf Tournament, Jake. And Jay Payne and Central Plumbing are some of the main Dreams Come True sponsors. They're on the board. They help plan all the events. They've got not one but 2 teams playing today. Shout out my guy Chad, who ended up buying that second group for funding a nice portion of a dream there. Hell yeah, we love to see it. But shout out Central Plumbing. They're involved in a great cause. And for all of your plumbing needs, centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, licensed, bond, insured, flat rate pricing, centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. More OTB next.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the gymsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the gymsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
You know what's crazy, Jake? And maybe we're a bad sports show for this. But we're almost an hour and a half into the show, and we haven't talked any men's March Madness. Look, here locally, obviously we care more about the women's. Also,
I thought you were doing that as a
power.
favor for me because you knew I was going to talk 3 hours about it here coming up today.
No, because now I'm going to force you to dance, monkey, and talk about it. But no, I know what my Alabama friends are just popping off in the group chat. I'm like, who'd y'all even beat? Didn't you just beat a Grand Canyon team that had 5 assists?
Yeah.
Like that all the memes were about, this is the ugliest, worst basketball we've ever seen in our entire lives? Get the hell out of here, Bama.
I mean, Charleston and Grand Canyon. Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations. What a path to the Sweet 16. Charleston and old GCU. I don't even know if it's university.
Most of their students come from online. I do know that about Grand Canyon. It's one of those kind of universities.
So give me kind of the main surprises, storylines out of the men's tournament of the week. Like, what were you all be talking about on off campus today?
I mean, certainly like the Oakland beating Kentucky because we haven't done a show since Wednesday, so we have to mention that because obviously, that was a lot of fun. And then they come back against NC State, take them to overtime. Now the Wolfpack were able to get it done. So NC State's a great story because their coach was basically going to get fired. When you talk to people around the program, and not only does he, not get fired, he hits all his incentives because he wins the ACC tournament like we talked about last week. He got another $50,000 incentive when he won this game in the tournament, so he keeps making money, probably both middle fingers up in the air for what they thought. So that's been a storyline. But like it often is, T-Bob, you're going to have some upsets in the first round. It's coming more true to form now, quicker than usual. Usually it's the next round where all your Cinderellas kind of go away outside of last year where it was like nothing but Cinderellas. And so, like, when you look at the Sweet 16, You've got a 2, a 6, a 1, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 5. I mean, so like everybody kind of held serve outside of NC State. NC State is really the only, air quote Cinderella left, and that's a team out of the ACC. So you don't have, any kind of really mid-major.
Yeah.
You still want to consider Gonzaga one, but Gonzaga's been a story as well.
Yeah, it's true. They look
Gonzaga
so
put on a
damn good,
clinic against McNeese, but they beat Kentucky.
Or Kansas.
Or Kansas, 89-68.
Dominated.
Right? And it was, I believe Kansas was
You
up.
had to be happy.
I believe they were up
They were up at half.
Yeah,
I'm
up
sitting
one
here
at
feeling
half.
so smart. I bet like money line Kansas. I bet Kansas +7 beginning of the game. Like, ooh, I knew it, dude. But I actually don't know anything. And then I just watched all that money disappear slowly but surely over the second half.
Gonzaga is a great example of what we always talk about. And they might not have had their best year. They were a 5 seed. Oftentimes they're a 1, 2, maybe a 3 seed in the form that they've been in. But it's a team that understands a different situation. What is the different situation? It's an NCAA tournament. They have a coach that has been to 25 of these things in a row. Like they make the Sweet 16 every single year.
This is 11 years in a row, right? For the Sweet 16, you said?
I think it's 10.
So this was 10.
I think this was 10.
Either way, that's absurd.
Either way, yeah.
That boggles the mind. Later G-string.
So for them to do that against a team like Kansas.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's incredible.
Another Mark
I mean,
Starlet.
they put on a clinic against Bill Self, one of the best coaches that we have in college basketball. And so, like, now they face a Purdue team that they had a close loss against earlier in the year. And so that's definitely a storyline of how cool it can be to watch a team play their best basketball when things change up and who can handle the different situation the best. And so it's a tournament that's not going to have a Final Four of San Diego State, FAU, Miami, and UConn. But I think a lot of basketball people can appreciate the fact that you've got the best teams that are still in it, right? You hadn't had some crazy upset where you're going to get a team that you don't know anything about. Those are fun, but once you get to the Sweet 16, I think you want the best brands possible.
Is Purdue-Gonzaga the best game out of the Sweet 16? I mean, we got some good ones. Creighton, Tennessee is a 2-3.
Creighton, Tennessee
UNC, Alabama is a 1-4.
Solid.
Iowa State, Illinois.
Houston and Duke.
Yeah, it's true.
Houston
That's
and
true. Yeah.
I say this all the time on off campus. We don't talk about Duke at all this year. And they went out, they thrashed Vermont, okay, but then they beat James Madison 93-55 after James Madison beat 5-seeded Wisconsin. Duke has pros, right? And they've got age on their side as well. They have people that have been in this deal. They understand the NCAA tournament. And we give the love to North Carolina, but we don't give it to Duke. And Duke is right there with Carolina. They had some great battles this year. And so Houston's got to be careful because Duke right now, they're shooting the ball well. They're like some of their players that they haven't had to count on as much are stepping up and playing even better. Duke's a basketball team that can knock out a 1 seed, even though I've got Houston winning it all.
Look, the tournament rolling along. Shout out to everybody who made the Sweet 16. Gonzaga. So do you still think after what we've seen through 2 rounds, because, I mean, Purdue looked damn strong as well. I guess Carolina really did both games too. You still feel Houston is your favorite?
No, Houston's who I had before.
Forgot it. Oh, I missed the battle with A&M, actually.
It was dude, A&M. Oh, my gosh. What was it? Was it 12 points with, like, less than 2 minutes left or something crazy? It was 81-69.
To force OT?
And then they hit a 3 at the buzzer to force OT, and then Houston pulls away. Man, I honestly, I can't get away from UConn.
Really?
And they won it. They won it.
I
mean, they're just when they're healthy. They've been the best basketball team all season long, and they're going through. They got to go through San Diego State again, who they played in the championship game a year ago, who just hammered Yale 85-57, and then they have to go through the winner of Iowa State, Illinois. So they still have a tough path, but they're playing the best basketball probably.
Look, a battle of the big dogs, the big brands in college basketball going down in this Sweet 16. Be interested to see how it breaks down later this week. Again, we are out here at the University Club for the Dreams Come True Golf Tournament. DCTofLA.com. Shout out Dreams Come True. Shout out Rev Business, Mockler, PAX, Briggs Equipment. We got Giles Automotive out here, the Dunham School. Coconut Willie's Daiquiri. How about that, Bo?
Coconut Willie's?
Coconut Willie's Daiquiri. Purple level sponsor here at the tournament. Get Gordon, Bank of St. Francisville, Dimco, Central Plumbing, Wholesale Electric, Tito's, Southern Glazer, Marco, Merit Electrical, Marrero Wealth, LaBerge. A lot of your favorite businesses around town get involved in what I think is the most noble of causes, helping Louisiana kids who have been given diagnoses that no one ever wants to hear, dealing with issues and dealing with stuff that no family should ever have to deal with, but getting a reprieve thanks to our friends at Dream Come True, where they get to go to Disney, or they get to go on a vacation to Europe or the beach, or like even just getting to go on the sideline before the LSU game and meet Brian Kelly and be in the locker room. These are all just examples of dreams that we make happen here at Dreams Come True, DCTofLA.com. All right, when we get back, we got more OTB coming up. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Look, what about the service center, okay? The All-Star family. You don't have to be a part of All-Star. You don't have to make or model. If you want to bring your vehicle into the service center, they have a shuttle service that'll drop you off and pick you back up. They have rental cars right there on site. They have factory parts. They give you a free professional estimate. It really is just a fantastic way to get your car serviced, or if you get in an accident, body shop. Mention OTB, $100 towards deductible. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Check out the rentals, because you've got spring break coming up this week or next week, and if you want to save miles on your vehicle, if you need something bigger for travel, if you just want something better on gas mileage for your trip, they've got all of that, because everything is available over there at All-Star. So no matter what it is, everything available, full fleet, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206 9096. Learn the game to love the game.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Okay, I just jumped into the chat, and it looks like it is maybe a bit of a cesspool this morning. So I'm going to pull out, and we'll see. Maybe check back in a little bit. Jake, Brian Kelly met with the media on Saturday. And guys, I'm going to be honest up front here. If part of this next segment feels maybe a little awkwardly paced, understand that we are dealing with a delay and we're going to play some live sound. Okay, so I'm just getting that out of the way up front here. But Brian Kelly met with the media Saturday, touched on a few different topics. First off, here's an answer about one of the upperclassmen would be putting it lightly. Brian Kelly continuing to break down this new LSU defense and what you can be expected to see come fall time. Was asked about Major Burns playing the star position in Baker's defense.
Questions. Coach, with Sage Ryan seems like maybe at the safety, and I guess Major would be playing the star. Is that right? Just kind of how does the star shape what y'all can do in the secondary or want to do in the secondary, and how is those positions looking at this point in the spring?
So the star gives you a lot more, I would say, versatility within your defensive structure. A guy that can play man coverage, a guy that can blitz, a guy that can play zone coverage. A really good tackler, athletic in space, but also, a guy that's rugged enough that, if you put a tight end, he can handle himself at the line of scrimmage. If you're going to get into, two tight ends, you could move the star off the field and add another linebacker, to the mix. But, we felt like, Major, really fit that mold in terms of the star. He's closer to the football. And he has those skills that we were looking for.
Jake, so obviously when you're talking about the star position, when it's going to be a Baker's defense, I would say the word that comes to mind there is versatility. I think I like Major Burns in that role because he has the experience, so mentally he should be able to handle a very wide set of responsibilities. I'm not saying he's the best coverage guy, but he has his moments, and he made some really big plays last year. If you just think about some of the picks that he had that ended up being crucial, obviously the Mizzou one maybe being bigger than any other. Certainly he has the size to go bang around with tight ends if he needs to, or rush the passer. So I don't know if he ends there, but as a starting point, I kind of like Major in that role.
He's got the neck roll to be able to bang with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true. True.
He's a player that's been here for a very, very, very long time. He's played multiple positions. When he's been out because of injury, it does look like a defensive backfield that's missing some leadership.
Yes.
And so he certainly brings that to the table. I like him closer to the football than I do in the back end. I think that is, better suited for his skill set. And he is somebody that I think, every single time, the effort and the toughness that you're going to get from him. And so, all the things that we hear that position being described, I think that's best for him and for the team kind of moving forward, because I think he had to, out of necessity, kind of play, a role where he played some strong but played some free safety as well, and that's not best for him or the team.
No. So it sounds like finding, again, Blake Baker, one thing that I'm really excited about is his record shows that he does a very good job of customizing roles and fitting players into roles that they are better suited for, rather than trying to force square pegs into round holes. Next up, let's get to this. Brian Kelly's answer talking about the Bash Bros, Will Campbell and Emory Jones.
Yeah, so I think this is the year that we really put a lot more emphasis on them to be involved in our offensive structure in terms of schemes. No longer is this about just, we got two really good young tackles. We want to be able to take advantage of, their actual ability in the schemes. And you probably saw us moving them a lot more, pulling them, getting them involved in our offensive structure a lot more. And so I think in year 3, knowing that we have, two outstanding tackles, let's get them involved in our run scheme. And so there's been a lot more pin and pull, a lot more outside zone, and that's to feature both of those guys.
I got goosebumps, Jake. You know what that sounds like?
Something more than inside zone?
Yes, gap scheme is back, dude. Counter, power.
Yes.
Dare I say, horn boss?
Yes.
I love that
dive?
idea, though.
Too soon?
We don't think about that. No. Power toss? I don't know if power toss is ever coming back. Shout out power toss. Hell, I don't know, man. Maybe
a little wrinkle.
Maybe you do it with like a tight end instead of a traditional fullback or something coming across.
Hey,
the
I do
middle.
love, seriously, though, it sounds like, yeah, sure, outside zone.
Yeah, why not? Like, you have
Missouri-
great tackles.
Yeah.
Use them.
And Missouri ran it to perfection last year because they had 2 NFL tackles.
Yeah.
And so, like, Cody Schrader was a perfect back four, to run it because of his patience. And as soon as he found the gap there in the outside zone, he put his foot in the ground, go north-south, and he was one of the best running backs in the country. Yeah, do some more of that.
You know what's interesting, Jake, and it sounds really dumb, but I've never really thought about, like, oh, we have these badass I guess I've never thought about adjusting the playbook to feature your offensive linemen. It sounds dumb. I've just always thought of the playbook as the playbook, and if we had a good O-line, we'll just run the playbook more.
Right.
If we don't, maybe we have to pass it more, vice versa. But no, this makes all the sense in the world. You have star players at tackle. Customize your attack around featuring those star players and letting them be stars.
Do things that you can't do with other people.
Yes, exactly. That's badass. I love hearing that. Yeah. Next up, let's skip ahead to since we're talking offensive line. Brian Kelly was asked about the depth of that O-line room.
Yeah, we just felt like, we got to get these guys into the action. I mean, one injury or, one ankle that these guys need to play, and they've been around, and we think they're talented players. We just got to get more reps. We know what we've got with those two that we talked about in Emery and Will. I don't know that we need to run them every rep in the spring. I think Brad's done a really good job of getting those guys many, many more reps, and I think it's a good thing for us to build that kind of key backup, if you will, where there's a couple of positions I think we need key backups, and the other one that we're working on is the key backup at quarterback.
Yeah, and so I'm contextually, the question there was about I see you kind of giving reps to the young guys, letting Emery and Will chill a bit. Yeah, it's spring. I agree. That's good. That is good.
Swipe your
good.
vet card.
Yes, that is good coaching right there, though. Like he said, to build depth. Emery and Will don't need the reps right now in spring as much as those young guys do. Jake, I see you on PFF. Offensive run concept frequency. What are we looking at here?
It's even more than I thought. Inside zone was 45% of your runs.
Jeez.
45%. You only ran outside zone 23 times the entire year for 6%.
Damn.
You only ran counter, which was maybe even more than I thought, 11% of the time, 41 of your 360 rush attempts. You know how many powers you ran, T-Bob?
13.
5.
Oh, my God, dude.
LSU football. Look, and again, they're the best offense in the country. But
I'm sorry, Coach Miles. Wherever you're at, dude.
5 times.
This is not what
we ran power 5 times
built.
on 4th down against Florida in 07.
I'm about to say we ran power 5 times a drive. I feel like was the average back.
So this gives you the ability to open it up, right?
Well, what do we talk about, Jake, when working in Nussmeier, right? you're going to lose the Jaden rushing ability. So
Yeah.
you have to make up for the run game, and you've been consistently harping on it for the entire offseason. That comes in the form of a more creative rushing attack.
It does.
And that's exactly what they're giving voice to. Let's stick with the O-line here. And this is a Brian Kelly was asked about the importance of Coach Brad Davis.
In the room, how valuable is it to have that guy? Obviously, he's got an experienced room that he can work with, but as a guy on the staff that can kind of get everybody going, not just his room.
Yeah, so when I was hired, you know, and I think, you know, people could say, well, you should have kept this guy or you should have kept that guy. You know, he was the one that really, in my estimation, was somebody that I wanted to retain based upon, not that he was funny, but it's awesome that he's got a great sense of humor, and he's able to relate. But I love the way he was able to communicate and be demanding, but at the same time build relationships with all the players. And at that time, he was the acting head coach, and both sides of the ball really enjoyed being with him. So it doesn't surprise me, and he's doing a fabulous job.
So Brian Kelly going out of his way to tell you that, no, he does think that he's very funny, Brad Davis. But, look, I think Brad Davis has been the star of this staff in the Brian Kelly era. It seems like we talk well about the offensive line every single day on the show. The recruiting for the future is better than I have ever seen it. And it's crazy that you could lose a talent like Lance Hurd and you still feel solid about where you're at because of what you've built in that room. I mean, DJ Chester looks like he's going to slot right in there at center and fit in. I was talking to somebody the other day. He's very smart, apparently. He's massive.
You got to be. I mean, you have to be outside of T-Bob to play that position.
Yeah. Well, are you turning smart or massive?
Smart.
Okay, well, thank you, because well, no, I didn't have a very good GPA, actually, by the end, did I? I use big words, okay?
You do use big words.
Thank you, okay? I'm very loquacious. You can trick people into thinking you're smart. Yeah. It's the easiest and best way to do it.
Let me ask you a serious question about the position. He is a large human.
Yeah.
Typically, you don't see large humans as that position.
I feel like you see it more and more nowadays, though.
Do you? Okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean, well, Ethan Posick played all 5 positions here, but I never thought he'd be an NFL center this whole time.
That's because of how tall he is.
He's 6'7" or 6'5" or something. And then the other day when I was commentating Blitz Champs for Chess.com, dream come true, the Maryland chess tournament.
Speaking of dreams come true.
Yeah, exactly. I was talking to Spencer Anderson, who is an O-lineman for the Steelers now. He played in Maryland, big chess guy or whatever.
Yeah.
But he was another cat, 6'5". They ended up sticking him at center just because he knew what to do and how to make all the calls.
I'm used to centers being like 6'1", 6'2", 290, 295.
And that may still. I mean, look at Jason Kelsey. That is the premier. That is the prototype. The leverage that he plays with, the strength. He's compact. Yeah, that's still probably the ideal.
So no worry for you, though.
But being tall is not the deal breaker that I kind of thought it once was, where it's like, well, you got to deal with these 6 foot 320 nose guards that are just little balls of muscle, and how do you get underneath them? It seems like it's more and more common nowadays. So no, I think DJ's size is fine in that regard.
You don't want a little nose tackle like Big Fave, who's 5'9", 330, to have leverage on you. You know. You just got to watch out.
5'9", 330 that's mean. All right, when we get back, more OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Incoming from Fave here, and 5.
No doubt.
4. Get Gordon, get it done today. 225-888-8888. Gordon has a team here at the Dreams Come True Golf Tournament today. Look, if you need somebody who's going to fight for you, stand up to the big insurance companies, get you what you deserve when you get into an accident. You want Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. They've been at it forever, y'all. And I'd follow them on social media at Get Gordon, where you see a lot of favorite athletes on the G team. You see interviews, sit-downs with them. You get life advice. You get advice on what to do after you get in an accident. How do I protect myself? Get Gordon. Get it done today.
Go to the website, getgordon.com. You can see what they can do for you in the courtroom, past client results as well. What they're doing in the community and with your favorite athlete at Get Gordon is always going to be the handle there on all major social media. And, of course, you know your area code in Louisiana, followed by the 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the gymsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the gymsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off the new 23 Ram 1500 SCA truck. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $22,500 off the new Ram 1500 truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What up, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Closing hour one. Okay, Landra, I want to get back to some of this sound. Here is Brian Kelly talking about the defensive back room during spring ball.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of good young players there that, you know, are playing better and better. But, you know, I think the guys that played for us last year are improving as well. You know, Toviano, Stamps, I think that they're improving at the level that is necessary for us. You mentioned a couple of the freshmen. I just think there's a lot of good young talent. They're being coached. I think Coach Owen's doing a great job with the safeties. I think that they're very active and very much involved in what's going on. I mean, Jordan Gilbert gives us a veteran player back there. So I think there's a nice collection of some veteran players, some younger players. Same thing at the cornerback position. You know, I think it's just a natural selection of younger players and some guys with some experience that we finally have. As I said, I think the sum is going to be, much more about what this team is than any one individual.
Yeah, so look, this defense, Jake, I'm sorry. Harold Perkins can be a superstar, and I think Blake Baker will make him one. But this secondary, I don't think you're going to have a superstar there, but I think you can be solid. He mentioned Stamps, he mentioned Toviano. I think, is it J.K. Johnson that everybody's been saying really good things about? Again, I don't know if you have like a certified dog, like, okay, you just put him on whoever and he's going to shut him down. He could follow him. But it should be, if for nothing else, then too, I think the scheme and the coaching is going to be a bit better as well. But with the experiences he's referencing there, like this defensive back room may not be the most dominant, but I don't think it'll be an embarrassment like it was last year. I think they'll be very solid.
You're not going to have team score touchdowns on you and not have a defender in the screen.
We'll give you one. We'll give you one of those.
That feels like a big advantage for you. That's the thing, right? The talent's not going to be there like we've seen at that position. It's just not. I mean, you're going to have talented players, but not the talent where you've had a first-round pick and you knew he's a first-round pick as a freshman. But the scheme a year ago, right? That's what you had, lesser talent and a bad scheme. So that's why you go spend money on a Blake Baker. That's why you go bring Corey Raymond back. And so it's going to be better than a year ago just based off the scheme alone. And then the experience that these young players that we're talking about got last year is going to be crucial for their growth. It's not going to be the first time. It's no longer baptism by fire like it was a year ago. Like having that experience and knowing that you can reach back and remember a time against A&M or remember a time late in the season against whoever. Oh, yeah, I've been through this before. And they've played road games in the SEC as well. So, like even just the different coverages that they're going to run because they ran the same thing over and over and over and over again. It was like, hey, man, I don't know quarters. We're at third and 11 quarters. Like, it's just so many times they did that a year ago.
And they weren't good at it.
That is, they were a bad quarters team who ran quarters consistently. Like, I'll never forget the A&M game where your offense is balling out and Flynn has his kids at the game. They go down the concession stand. He says, effing quarters. He comes back up to his seats from the concession stand. Did they run quarters again? Like, he did it 7 times during the game. I was like, yeah, Matt, they still are running the same coverage. So that alone is going to help you so much. Even if the talent isn't what we're used to seeing at that position, just having guys in the right place, playing multiple coverages, and not allowing the offense to know exactly what's coming, that is going to help you.
All right. Look, hour 2 about to be here in the books of the Dreams Come True golf tournament at U Club, DCTofLA.com. Please go give whatever you can. We got weekend winners. Going to kick off hour 3 here in about 5 minutes. No Hold the Mayo today. Push back to Wednesday. Our guys has some meetings. So weekend winners coming next. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Ash Rangers, dude. Okay, look, if you live in Ascension Parish or Livingston Parish, you're lucky. You have a choice. I was talking to the Cannon yesterday, and he's talking about where he lives in New Orleans. He's like, I paid for trash Tuesday and Friday. They only come Tuesday. I'm like, yeah, that's what you get when you get forced into these national companies that don't give a damn, okay? When you go with Trash Rangers, the local guys with the red cans or the red truck, you get attention to detail, you get service, you get texts the night before they come, so you never get to put it in your can again. And if you go to trashsignup.com, you see your pickup days, you select your can, you see the price. 3 minutes, you signed up. Make the switch, Trash Rangers.
T-Bob, I'm going to be real honest. I think just now I realized I forgot to put my can out.
So I actually did it right before I got in the Uber.
I usually do. If I would have been with Trash Rangers, I don't have that ability, but you do. So consider yourself lucky. They're going to send you a weekly text reminder. Give them a call, 225-401-0838, trashrangersllc.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on Monday, March 25th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 77. In Hour 3 of today's show, we'll have weekend winners to kick off the 9 o'clock hour, and we'll talk some New Orleans Saints. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the University Club, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome back, OTB, hour number 3. Crank it up here. Hope you're all having a great day. Just a massive weekend of sports that we've been breaking down today. I mean, we really done ran the gamut. Son, we got a little LSU football. We're still getting some Saints. We had NCAA men's, NCAA women's, LSU baseball. We talked softball to open the show. The Pelicans, so hot right now. Absolutely love to see it. Gymnastics winning the SEC. Just a ton going on. And we are out here at the University Club Golf Course for Dreams Come True. DCTofLA.com. Go give today if you can. Please, please, please do. As, it makes Louisiana kids who are dealing with the worst circumstances, it makes their dreams come true. It is a local Make-the-Wish, essentially. And they've been around for years. And the testimonials, hearing from these kids and their families, it will change your life. All right, it is time for some weekend winners.
That's how winning is done.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've got too far.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Are you doing what it takes to win a championship?
Wow, winning.
Well, then I guess there's only one thing left to do.
What's that? Win the whole thing.
All right, my first weekend winner. Allow me a little personal one here. As the Pink Pandas opened up their soccer season on Sunday with a tough-fought 8-7 win.
Oh, my God.
Let's go. Oh, anything is possible.
How have you not told me that already? It's your first dub ever.
I wanted y'all to be able to react live on air, dude.
First ever. Congratulations, Bob.
I have coached, I think, 2 soccer seasons and a T-ball season, and not only have we never won, but we pretty much got blown out every single game. Now, we started to get good at the end of – we started to get better at the end of last season. Like, we opened this season losing this one team like 23-0, and then I think it was like 8-5 the last game. Yeah. But we had a key transfer portal addition in the offseason. Shout out my girl Harper. Don't know how we got her on the squad. Maybe a booster came through, but she's a dog. She dropped about 5 yesterday, and the Pandas, I finally, on my assistant coaching record, have the first win of my life. 8-7 nail biter too,
Nice.
Jake.
I bet you were sweating the clock.
Up
Were you hitting your watch?
Up 7-5. Then the next thing you know, they tie it up. We managed to take the lead, and then, I was like, come on now, coach. Blow that whistle. Blow that whistle. Feels like it should be time. But, 8-7 going into the last shift, and the ladies held the line for the dub. It was fantastic.
One of many.
Fantastic.
Just had to get the first
It
one.
was so funny looking at the dynamics between the two sidelines, though, because all the Pandas parents were standing up. We're all biting our nails. We're all like, it's like 6-5, right? It's 6-5. It was like checking the scores while the other parents are chilling. They're just like cheering on the kids. They don't know what it's been like to be in these streets and this struggle, though. Finally got a dub, dude.
Oh, that's fantastic. That is fantastic, and I know that's been something you've been longing for, and you got better each and every game a year ago, and now it's paying off, and first of many, so congratulations to the Pandas there. I'll stay in soccer, of course, for my first weekend winner, and we've already talked about it a bunch, but the USA, Dos a 0 again against Mexico. They win another trophy over their just bitter rival. And, T-Bob, the game was in Dallas, and Mexico probably had 80% of the crowd.
Yeah.
At least 80% of the crowd, maybe even more. And I was trying to think last night, like, is there another country that plays at the level that the U.S. plays that would have a game in their own country and have 80 to 85% of the other team in the crowd?
But that's the beauty of America, though, right?
No,
That's the beauty of the melting pot, but no, nobody else.
But it's unique.
Yes, it is absolutely singular.
And so, like, to score a goal in your country to put you up 2-0 and you're getting things thrown at you from the crowd and just getting pelted with beers and water bottles and all that, like, it is a unique situation. I bring that up to say, like, it was still an environment that was very tough for the U.S.
Yeah.
Like, and it was a different pitch because they're playing in AT&T. It's a more narrow field than they're used to playing on, which actually kind of handcuffs them a little bit because they're left back, right back. They're actually two players in Dest and Robinson that like to get wide and go for, but the field's more narrow.
The actual dimensions?
Yeah.
You can do that?
Yes, there is, like, if you have to stay within certain dimensions, but they can differ depending on where you're playing.
God, soccer's so weird and how lax it is sometimes compared to our American sports.
Think about that. And also, but you can't play on turf. It has to be grass, too.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm all for that. I wish football would
yeah,
get rid of it. But think about that. Like, hey, well, you can't play on that, but also the field can change. So it was a more narrow field, and so
I guess
like,
hockey does that too, Olympic versus regular sometimes.
So that doesn't bode well for the U.S. So like all those things going against them, they played bad against Jamaica, and they still find a way again to beat your rival. You've owned them as of late. You consistently win trophies over them now, and you are the king of North American soccer again.
Yeah, I mean, and look, my weekend winner, Tyler Adams, again, That strike that he had to make it 1-0 was, I think, the most quality goal, the quality that I can remember out of a U.S. men's national team. I think Bradley had some back in the days.
He had one. He had a long one in Azteca, I believe. Yeah, I mean, it was a great, because the goalie was off his line, and that was a great goal. Not the quality of this.
Bro, that was just a rocket shot. And then honestly, Gio Reyna, his goal was as well. A great build-up, and then finding a really tight angle to take it out the air and put it in. So quality ball from the boys. Weekend loser, the Mexican fans throwing the drinks, and I couldn't figure out what the chant was. Everybody just kept saying the chant's like really offensive, but apparently engaging in a chant so offensive that it literally had to stop the game, and they do it every single game.
I'll tell you during the break.
Alondra, get your house in order.
I'll tell you during the break.
Get your peoples in order.
Yeah, like did the second time that they had to stop the game because of it, and just end the game.
Yeah.
Just end the game. The team's down 2-0, and just end the game.
Yeah, I agree. But weekend loser Mexico, weekend winner USMNT.
Yes. Danny, did you hear that again? One more time?
Yeah, Danny just tried to show up the other day out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere
talking
in the chat.
Mexican trash, dude.
Get out of here.
2-0, ese Danny.
That's some L's to L tree.
Weekend winner. I know this is a little awkward because we're on site here, but give me a winner.
Yeah, I got a weekend winner. Trevor Bauer is my weekend winner. He pitched with Mexico versus the Yankees yesterday. Final line, 3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 0 runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. His stuff looked really good. Of course, it's Trevor Bauer. He just has an amazing arm. But I want to add in Robinson Cano to it. Robinson Cano used to play with the Yankees and also with the Mariners. He hit a home run and had 2 RBIs in that same game playing with Trevor Bauer. So if you want to grow the game of baseball, you want to go have the MLB be exciting again, you need to get Trevor Bauer back in there.
Is this a Mexican League team that they're on, that Cano Bauer on?
Yeah.
Okay, right on. A little club action. Taylor, what's your weekend winner?
So my weekend winner is going to be the University of Idaho band. So Yale, we know they were in the NCAA tournament. Their band, due to previous travel plans, was unable to make it to the NCAA tournament. And their host site was Spokane, which is about 90 minutes from the University of Idaho's campus. The band director, Spencer Martin, he learned that Yale was going to be there without a band. He told his team they practiced Yale's fight song, drove the 90 minutes, wore Yale shirts and everything, and they were Yale's band for their 2 games in the NCAA tournament in Spokane. So shout out to the University of Idaho band.
Those are the quirks that I love about March Madness. What I don't love is one of those Texas games went into halftime and it was like 18-20 something. That was just brutally disgusting. All right, my next weekend winner, Jake. What do you know about Lutcher powerlifting? Specifically, Lutcher women's powerlifting.
I know that Lutcher is a river parish. I know that Lutcher has about as much grit as you can possibly have, and I also know Lutcher has fantastic accents.
So I just talked. The only reason I know about this, shout out to the Cannon. He was over at the house yesterday, and he was telling me about this Lutcher team, specifically Dej Love. Well, Lutcher just captured their 17th straight powerlifting title on the female side, a dynasty of dynasties. But Dej Love, Jake, she is an absolute dog. A 3-lift total of 1,300 pounds. She set multiple state records. My girl benches 330.
330?
330. She won the Junior World Championship last year in Romania. She's a dog. She's a future Olympian, and she's right here from Louisiana. Shout out Lutcher Powerlifting weekend winner.
I mean, 330.
How about this? Michaela Forsythe in the 220-pound competition, right? A 3-lift total of 1,100 pounds. She beat the next closest competitor by 410 pounds. Lutcher is a dynasty.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's remarkable. We're gonna stay in weightlifting for my next weekend winner, because there is a high school power lifter in Louisiana that set a state record after roughly squatting 900 pounds.
What? Dwayne
900
Coleman?
pounds. Dwayne Coleman, 18-year-old senior there from the North Shore area. He weighs 462 pounds. He is an absolute unit, and he had a squat of 900 pounds.
My neighbor was talking about him. So he's just a power lifter, right? Doesn't play football. He's just, squatting 900 pounds.
T-Bob, he also benched 500 pounds and did a deadlift of 630 pounds.
What?
This was the state meet in the Cajun Dome in Lafayette. Shout out Dwayne Coleman because, my God, I once saw, like, live in person with my own eyes, Mark Henry at an event like this squat 1,000 pounds, T-Bob, and it was the most impressive thing that I had ever seen before. And Mark Henry at the time was the world's strongest man and was a grown-ass man. This is a high schooler.
That's crazy.
18 years old, squatting 900 pounds. And let's not just, like, whisper the 500-pound bench press as well. Like, we need to shout that as well.
No.
Good God.
To be doing that at that age boggles the mind. I mean, I saw Joe Barksdale squat 700 pounds, and then they wouldn't let him go any higher, but it looked like the bar was about to snap. Like, if you're doing 900, you're using one of those, like, extra reinforced bars. Alondra, what do you got? You got any more winners?
No, I don't have any other ones.
Great work. Taylor, do you have any other winners?
I do not.
Okay.
Man, what?
Y'all want to do a whole one?
I don't like doing this when we're on remote because it's just super awkward.
So
Take a lap.
There's so many sports happen this weekend, and y'all don't have a single other winner for us.
All right, I got a winner for you. Anyone who watched the Alabama versus Grand Canyon basketball game, it was more like a rugby match than a basketball game. Not the cleanest of officiating, but it was a heck of a basketball game. It came down to the wire, and I know Alabama won by 10, but they had to go on a 14-4 run in the last 4 minutes to do that. Grand Canyon almost pulled that off. They just didn't quite have the depth, but a very entertaining basketball game.
Shout out to Robert Cooley in the chat. He says NOLA Gold winning on Saturday, now off to a 3-1 start. Shout out to the Gold. Very exciting local team that if you're looking for something fun to do here in the spring. Remember, we just talked to Ryan Fitzgerald the other day. That was a great sit down with him. Shout out to the Gold, man. Gulf South, what about LSU gymnastics? Did I miss that? We've talked gymnastics a couple times, but as we talk winners, Gulf South, absolutely. Weekend winner. Let me bring up that tweet, too, that I found on Haley Bryant yesterday. Weekend winner, LSU Gymnastics, winning the SC tournament, doing it, too, in really clutch fashion where because of the 1 seed, they get to end on the floor. They're down just 0.25 going to the final rotation, but they come back. They get the dub. They're rolling high. Haley Bryant wins the all-around. And how about this? Haley Bryant right now is the #1 all-rounder nationally, so the literal best gymnast in the country. She's tied for the best gymnast on vault. She is the SEC all-around and vault champion. And out of 46 routines in a sport where you have to be perfect, Jake, out of 46 routines, she's gone 9 or better 43 times, including 31 in a row. 31 in a row. She's got 6 perfect 10s. Shout out Scott Rabelais, who found these numbers. Again, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, Haley Bryant. Shout out gymnastics. Cannot wait for the tournament.
A true national championship contender. And again, I know they finished runner-up a year ago, but this team just feels different than that. That team was gritty. Not that this team's not, but that team had to scratch and claw and fight their way into that position. T-Bob, and you wonder, did they just have to use every possible thing that they had just to get to that point? Where this team feels like they're there. They're there. They just have to continue the steps to make sure that they do what they've been doing to get there. But, you can already almost place them there.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be surprised. And not only just place them in the championship, but with a chance to win the entire thing. Not like a feel-good story of, they've been injured, they've had to do this, that, and the other. No, this is a team that is dominating the best league in gymnastics.
Isn't that the terrifying part, though, about gymnastics? Is you can be perfect up until now, but then it's be perfect again. Oh, well, now be perfect again. And be perfect at the most important time ever in your entire life. So here's to hoping and cheering for these ladies as they finish this fight. But a hell of a weekend in the Smoothie King Center for gymnastics. All right. That'll do it for weekend winners. Hey, I do want to remind you, okay, if you're out there, you're feeling old, could it be me? Young
professional of the year.
Could it be me?
Could
feeling
not
very
be
young. But actually, you know what? Sometimes you feel old, even when you're culturally young. So if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, male, female, and you're having like facial aging, mood, memory problems, insomnia, energy problems, confidence, you're not rolling out of bed with the energy you used to have, not rolling into bed with the energy you used to have, a weight gain that you can't explain, workouts not hitting the same. These are all the untreated effects of aging. Well, guess what? At Rejuve Me Medical, we know how to treat them, okay? And you're going to get a free consultation where you draw your labs, and then your body holds the information that will be the guide to what you need to get to where you want to be. So it's Rejuve Me Medical. Go to RejuveMeMedical.com today. Get that free consult. Refuel me, restore me, rejuve me. Yeah, man, I cannot wait for this gymnastics team. This certainly feels like this is the deal. Got a weekend winner coming in from Tex. Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, and Brian John Thomas Jr. at women's basketball yesterday with a rocking crowd in the Def Dome. Yeah, yep. It was fantastic, man. Like we said, I had multiple people who have nothing to do with LSU texting me about how blown away they were with the crowd in the PMAC.
If you win another national championship, like in another sport, kind of go back to our gymnastics discussion. Like, I'm just sitting here thinking,
so hot right now.
Well, but I'm also thinking, like, God, I didn't realize that LSU was so hated. Well, of course they hate us. You won a national championship in baseball.
True.
You won one in women's basketball.
True.
You've got a great chance to win one in gymnastics.
But
football
you've never won
not
the
that long
Director's
ago.
Cup. You've never won the Texas is going to be like, we win the Director's Cup. Suck it, Texas.
Yeah.
Freaking nerds.
Yeah. I got 2 words for you.
Why don't you go do more crew? Sorry to the crew guys. I just,
yeah.
I'm taking a shot.
Yeah. What's the most random sport that Texas plays? We're talking to you. I don't know who you are, but we're talking to you.
Well, I mean, look, Texas wants to be good at meat judging, but they got nothing on Kansas State. Kansas State has and actually Texas A&M.
A&M is elite at meat judging.
Elite meat judgers as well. Whether it's perfectly ascertaining the girth, the marbling, whatever it is, yep. A&M has really made a science out of it. But yeah, Texas can't even get that right. All right, when we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com, CommunitySteelCo.com. You need real steel. You need purlin, tubing, steel buildings, sheet metal. You want it at the best prices. You want it with an actual live and local human sales team. You want it at a place that you can drive to because you live here and look at the friggin' product, right? Okay? It's all there in Gonzales, Louisiana. Community Steel Company. Again, everything I just said is absolutely true. Price point super strong because they go straight from the wholesaler to making their own products right there on site. They manufacture everything. You can see it all firsthand. It's your answer when you need steel. Community Steel Company.
It is. Go to the website, CommunitySteelCo.com. Top right corner of the site shows exactly where they're at in Gonzales, Louisiana. All you got to do is click on it, and we tell you every day. They've been open for 2.5 hours already, so they open early. They are waiting on you. If you can't get there, call them, 225-647-2020.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Dance continues this Thursday night at 6 and Friday night at 6 in the Sweet 16. Then Saturday at 5 p.m. and Sunday at 1 p.m. in the Elite 8. Listen to the 2024 men's basketball tournament right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. We're here at the U Club golf course for the Dreams Come True golf tournament. Dreams Come True, one of my favorite local charitable organizations. They make Louisiana kids' dreams come true. Kids who have gotten diagnoses or are dealing with the toughest circumstances that life can offer. Them and their families get to get away, have fun, do something that they've never done before. Dream come true, right? It's Make-A-Wish, but it's for Louisiana only. It helps Louisiana kids. DCTofLA.com. Please get involved if you can. Shout out Rev Business, the title sponsor for today's golf tournament. Jake, it's funny. So the NFL is obviously very interconnected, right? And so you can have a trade that happens somewhere else that ends up kind of showing you what your favorite team needs to do. And I'm talking about Marshon Lattimore here. Remember, the Saints reworked Marshon Lattimore's contract earlier this offseason, where if they were to trade him, basically they would be on the hook for nothing, and the new team would inherit that contract. And then, look, he's been injured as of late. Great when he's healthy. Been injured as of late. Maybe rumors that, in the divide that is, we think, kind of started to appear within that Saints locker room, that maybe he was not the most on Dennis Allen's side, and you had guys like, now he's not here anymore, but, last year you guys like Yidam and company fill in quite nicely. And so you're like, okay, we're going to kick the tires, see what the market says. We're not going to go out of our way to trade Marshon Lattimore, but we will if the price is right. And it felt like it'd probably have to be like a first-round pick, which always felt unrealistic.
Yeah.
However, after the L'Jarius Sneed trade, that market and that trade feels more dead and unrealistic than ever. L'Jarius Sneed from the Chiefs is a dog.
Yeah.
Louisiana native. I was very happy. Somewhere Jetpack smiling. I was very happy to see him get so much shine there during this playoff run, because he's a cat that's been vastly underrated his entire career, has not gotten a Pro Bowl or anything, though Pro Bowls don't really matter. I mean, I don't know. Pro Bowl's value is questionable. But him and Lattimore, I would say, are players that are very akin to one another. Some will tell you Sneed's better. Some will tell you Lattimore's better. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs just traded Sneed for a third-round pick and a seventh-round pick swap. And then the Chiefs signed him. The Titans signed him to a contract that will pay him. It's 4 years, $55 million, $19 million a year, more than what you are paying Marshon Lattimore. So if you're telling me the market is telling you that you're only going to get a third-round pick and the guy that just got traded is already going to be paid more than you guys, so you have a bargain, like, no. The Saints need to stay put now officially on Marshon Lattimore.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, regardless of where you fall, who's the better player, I mean, they are very close to each other and probably what you can get. And Snead's probably coming off his best season. I mean, I think –
yeah,
he is. Yeah. He's a guy that traveled with number one receivers, plays at an incredibly high level. Had one of the biggest plays, if not the biggest play in the NFL season against the Ravens. And so, like, if you're talking a third-round pick, no, it's certainly not worth it. Now, if you found a suitor that got desperate and they offered you something like a first-round pick, then you certainly listen to that and maybe you even pull the trigger. But if a third-rounder, if that's what you're getting for top-tier corners like that are vets, no, you stay away from that.
Now, Underhill had a great piece of New Orleans on football, Jake, and he points out it is kind of crazy how that market has shifted. The Saints traded a third round for Bradley Roby a couple of years ago, and now you're getting L'Jarius Sneed for a third round. Jalen Ramsey goes for a third round last year, and it's not like that worked out really at all for the Rams. Who was that pick?
They wait till the fifth round to make their splash.
Yeah, exactly right with Puka, exactly. The Rams traded Jalen Ramsey for a third-round pick and Hunter Long. Hunter Long has one career catch for 8 yards and ended on IR last year. I don't know who that third-round pick ended up being, but the point is, I think, Jake, I don't care what you think about the culture and which side of the cultural divide that Marshon Lattimore falls on. Make it work, okay? Yeah. Make it work. Get him to buy in, get him back on board, and hopefully he can stay healthy, because if he is healthy, you are talking about one of the better corners, maybe a borderline top 10 guy. Is that fair? Or maybe would you say certified top 10 if fully healthy playing at max? Yeah. Top 10, maybe flirting with top 5 there when he's been at his best in his career. Those do not come around very often. So here's to hope. I expect Marshon Lattimore to be in a Saints uniform come next season.
Byron Young was the pick, the third-round pick there, who actually had a really nice rookie season, had 8 sacks.
Okay.
For the Rams.
Actually, okay. He might take that. He might actually take that. Never mind.
So it actually worked out for him. But, to your point, though, like, we're talking about, perennial Pro Bowl, like all-pro type corners going for third-rounders. And so, like, that's definitely the market.
Which I don't understand, though. Because I feel like guys still feel like they have to hold on to those guys, right? Or like it's such a key team-building piece. L'Jarius Sneed felt like such a key piece of that Chiefs championship team. It's interesting to see the market reflecting. Like, again, it's always weird when the market realities don't line up with what you would think would logically make sense. And I felt that, right behind pass rusher, that maybe cornerback defensively is – kind of the most important position because of the effect that it has on the quarterback. But the NFL market saying, well, maybe not so much. Maybe not so much. So Marshon Lattimore likely going to be back now in a Saints uni. All right, when we get back, we got more OTB. Keep it locked right here. We are live at the Dreams Come True golf tournament. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com. You go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction, and look, if you need pergolas, bulkheads, fences, pools, they do it all. Outdoor kitchens. I mean, they build entire homes that are freaking stunning and award-winning. But I want to talk about pools. It's season's right around the corner. At Pinnacle, you get the spec pools, right, where you can choose from a variety of templates. You choose detail work around the template. You make it your own. And then in just 2 weeks, you have a pool. 2 weeks. Y'all, you can finance. You can buy it all up front. PECbuilt.com.
Yeah, and 2 weeks is not just lip service. Again, I have seen it. I've seen it 2 houses down from me. I've seen it multiple times in my neighborhood. They are in. They are out. You will be swimming this summer. Your pool will be ready. And not at the end of the summer, right now. Like, they will have you ready to go. You'll be hosting those events in your new backyard. PECbuilt.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the gymsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the gymsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Been a very fun show this morning. A lot of talk in the chat right now, Jake, about Jay Johnson getting thrown out of the game. So help me out here because through a mixture of coaching the Pandas to victory and then being absolutely disgusted after that big inning, I didn't end up watching the end of the game, full disclosure, to be honest. But you have Bear Jones pimp a home run, right? That would go down 6-2. Caglione gets angry. They're talking trash to each other. And they both get warnings. Then Caglione comes out and strikes out Travinsky next. And then Caglione talks trash to Travinsky. Now, granted, talking to Brain earlier.
No, Brain was wrong.
So did Travinsky did not grab his nuts?
Yeah, but Caglione said something, then he does. Brain said that he did it first. He was wrong on that. I'm watching the replay
Okay.
now.
So then Cags gets the big K to end the inning, and he starts talking crap to Travinsky, and Coach Jay Johnson gets upset that how are you going to give this man a warm, and then it's like Travis, he's not in trouble, blah, blah, and Coach goes out there and loses mind of the ref. He gets thrown out of the game. How do we feel about this situation as a whole? I'm not offended
No.
By Bear. Well, I'm not. I mean, whatever. I'm not offended by any of it, right? If Bear wants to pip a home run, sure. I think it's it's kind of like if I was the opponent, I'd be laughing at you if you pimped a home run when we're winning 6-2 and I just hit the game-winning home run in extras the night before and I'm currently dominating your lineup. Like, I would be laughing at Bear. I'd be doing the same thing Caglione was doing. Do you feel like Jay Johnson was within his rights to go after the ump like that?
Yeah, no, I'm watching it right now, kind of getting a review of it. No, I mean, I think Jay's spot on. And, again, like, I've got nothing to say, like, if Bear wants to do that, okay. And if Cags wants to bark after that, okay. Like, but if you issue a warning, if you're going to issue a warning and then Cags barks like that, then you have to stand up to that warning. Right, you have to. You have to.
You don't want to see someone get thrown.
I
out
don't.
The
not
game,
literally at all. I don't. But if you're going to do it, I understand why Jay Johnson was mad because, like, wait, why did you slow down, stop the game, and you gave a warning to both sides, and then it happens again, and nothing happens.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to do it, you got to do something. And so that was Jay's point. And gosh, I'm trying to think what series it was. Jay got fired up for something kind of similar this year. He didn't get tossed.
It was Mississippi State. What happened exactly? It was Oh, dugout chirping?
Oh, yeah, because the guy running back after he got out from first base started talking to the dugout. He said something that got Jay incredibly mad because Jay sprinted out of the dugout to go talk to the umpire. So,
I mean, I like the passion from Coach there, and I like, I want him to show fight to the boys, right, and show that he cares and get in the ump's face like that. But for me personally, if I'm to take all my rooting interests out of the equation, just let everybody talk trash, right? Like, don't issue warnings. Let him talk noise and just accept that you're going to get noise talk to you when you get beat. Like, one of my favorite moments of last season was Bear Jones straight up. Didn't he flip off the Kentucky pitcher?
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely said it.
He said
I can't
something.
remember.
I don't remember what he said, but it was like.
Or was it Cade Beloso? Didn't Cade Beloso have one a couple years ago too?
No, you think about Jordan.
Yeah. Jordan.
That was against Texas, wasn't it, Moose? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
One of the Jordan brothers. Yeah, just straight up flipped him off.
Yes, exactly right. And then last year, Bear with the lip reading, the what F you after you had the big home run. Like, I love that stuff, dude. So I would say my take is for the game. Umps, just let it ride. Who cares?
Yeah. I mean, Florida coaches weren't happy either because after Cags talked to Javinsky did grab his nuts, and they're like, get him out of here. What are we doing?
Such a funny thing to do.
Yeah, go shave your arms again, Florida
trashy.
baseball coaches. Yeah, go get a tighter shirt, Florida baseball coaches.
Look, hey, congrats on the weekend series, dude.
won.
I'm sure it feels as good as a natty.
Get him out of here.
Isn't that the best part of having a natty is you just have, like, the cheapest, most lazy, indolent kind of comebacks, just okay, did you okay, good natty, dude. Where's your ring, dude? And they like can't say anything. What are you gonna do? Cags is good though.
Yeah,
Cags is good though. I mean,
he's been that dude.
we haven't exactly given Florida their roses today, but Caglione is not bad at baseball. Charlie Condon also very good.
Florida doesn't have a team to win a national championship unless those young pitchers continue to get better, and by the end of the year they're completely different. Like, Cags he's their guy. Like, he's carrying them to any victory they get this year. Right now, he's carrying them. Not to say that the rest of the team can't catch up. But, like, he's that good, T. Like, he's going to win, like, SEC games sometimes just based off what he is doing as you spill coffee.
Bo, we spilled a little bit of coffee over here. If we have any paper towels, there's some wires here. I don't think it's too bad. But maybe we'll take care of that during the commercial break there. My bad, dude. My bad, bro. That's on me. That's on me, Coach.
Sure ain't on me. I didn't spill it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to my sideline, tap my chest. We are out here. Oh, real quick. I do want to remind you about the MMR group, okay? If you want to ignite your career today, If you're a student seeking internship, maybe you're a seasoned pro, somebody's been at it a while, maybe you're just beginning your career. Either way, the MMR Group, the largest instrumentation and electrical contractor in the entire nation, they have opportunities for you, okay? So apply now at mmrgrp.com. Get in touch with them. Again, if you're a student, they can kind of lead you down courseways, pathways to get you to internships and what to do. If you're a pro, they have additional training. Like I said, if you're just starting, just explore what they can offer you. If you want great benefits, an outstanding culture, man, a campus here in Baton Rouge that will blow you away, and having adventures all over the world. It's all there for you at the MMR Group, mmrgrp.com. Gulf South says, Cags wasn't great, though. Only 5 Ks and 5 walks. LSU bats were just absolutely awful yesterday.
I'm more even talking about him with his bat, to be honest with you. Like, he's going to give you something on the mound, but, like, every time he comes up, like, I almost expect him to get an extra base hit.
Yeah, no. His bat is freakish. The arm is not freakish, but he still is the best arm that he has.
I mean, he's a position player at the next level. He's not a pitcher.
And yeah, I mean, again, yes, his control is his kind of big weakness, and you took advantage of it in the championship game. But I'm not, you could say not great, but I'll be damned if the scoreline didn't reflect that he was pretty damn good yesterday. Yeah, maybe not the most dominant. I mean, we didn't even, you know what sucks about this? Now that I think about it, we sat here and did an entire show. We didn't even mention Luke Holman. What was it, 13 Ks that he ended with in 6 innings? It was a freaking clinic, dude. Some of those 3-2 strikeouts to end innings were so massive and so bold and just alpha. I can't believe that. See, and that's just, it's so crazy. Margin of error, everything we talked about. The pain looms so large that you can't even remember how good you felt Friday when it was 6-1 in the box. Luke Holman's ringing him up 13 times. You're like, okay, we are set up for success here. Shout out Luke Holman.
It bounced right back, right? He hadn't given up a run before last weekend. Last weekend, I realized he gave up 10 hits, 9 singles, right? So it wasn't like they were just 3-run bombs, 3-run bombs. I mean, like, still, credit Mississippi State, but, a little off track there, gets right back on track and is dominant again. He's going to give you a chance every single Friday night.
Yeah.
And I think Gage Jump is going to give you a chance on most, if
great
not
showing
all,
on Saturday. I mean, great showing by Ackenhausen on Saturday as well. I mean, the walk in the 9th is one thing, but he ended the 8th.
Pitch.
He should have ended the 8th. He had the 8th ended. He just got a bit unlucky. Guys, it's never as good as it feels. It's also, though, never as bad as it feels. Got to remember that, okay? Got to remember that. This baseball team will stabilize. Yes, the schedule looks terrifying. We can all agree on that. The team will still stabilize. All right, when we get back, more Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Coleman Roofing and Construction, ColemanRoof.com, ColemanRoof.com, the most complete, the most reliable, the most respected roofing company in Louisiana. Integrity, innovation, work hard, play hard, a young, dynamic culture, man, for 40 years. Coleman's been working for you, man, and it's so crazy now that they can handle any job residentially, any job commercially, any job in Louisiana, the entire Gulf South region, for that matter. And it's not just the roofs, but they do the interiors as well. So, like, if you have water damage, they're going to come fix the hole in your roof, but also they can do the drywall, the insulation, tree falls the house, they can rebuild the house, roofing and construction. ColemanRoof.com, ColemanRoof.com.
Go to the website to find their location nearest you in the Louisiana or Gulf South region. They'll give you the contact information because, remember, throughout the state of Louisiana, and if you want to find that information, you can go to that website. Truly, your one-stop shop, Coleman Roofing and Construction, ColemanRoof.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So,
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Hashtag OTB. What should be done to correct home plate umpires from cheating? What are we talking about here? I don't know. Okay, Jeff G says, Jake, you said last week if the Tigers take 2 or 3, you can hit the reset button. So what button are you hitting now? Keep calm and carry on. That is the button we are hitting. Keep calm. Musso, relax.
Relax, Musso.
Don't
that body
panic,
language is
Moose.
so poor.
Piss poor BBL.
God, that's Jay Cutler levels right
Not
there.
the type of BBLs that I'm into,
Golly.
Moose. Pick it up.
What are we doing here?
Get better.
Well, you can't hit the reset button. That's for sure.
Can't hit the reset button. Reset
you
button's
hit
out the way.
let's get this thing going button.
We're not in the panic button quite
not
yet.
yet. Not yet. We're hovering.
Yes.
We're hovering.
It's not like
the sweat from our palm is dripping on the panic.
You know how
button,
like when they launch nukes, they like flip up the plastic before they press the button?
Yeah.
We're kind of flipping up the plastic on the panic button and like, are we pressing it?
We're not putting the key on our necklace on our chest in yet, but we're holding on to it.
Yes, exactly. It's about to come out, get inserted, burned and turned. So that's where we're at right now.
Oh, God.
Ask the Bench brought about Cold Curse Light, Busy Hard Seltzer, Blue Moon, Light Sky, Citrus Sweet. Can everyone apologize to the Kate Middleton stuff now? Yep. So that broke after the show Friday. Like everybody else, we had fun. Where's Kate? She has cancer. And so that's obviously very sad. And we wish Kate nothing but the best. We got caught up in the zeitgeist there a bit as well during Champagne Shenanigans. So here's to hoping that she and her family make it through this and that she was okay, obviously, right? Ask the Bench. Oh, wait, Jake, I want to ask you, how'd the football camp go this weekend?
It went well. We had, we have to cap it about 100, and so we were right up against that number. We break it into 2 groups. The young group had, not one person complained. Not one person didn't want to do they were there ready to work. We had 3 camp MVPs, but I want to highlight we had our first ever girl attend camp.
Okay,
16
right on.
years, and Hannah crushed it.
Yeah, you said she ran the fourth fastest
40 in the whole group, and the group is 12 and younger, and I think she was 9. And so, like, the
What?
people that ran faster than her were older than her.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it was impressive. Caught every ball, crushed every three.
Shout out
cone
Hannah,
drill.
weekend winner, dude.
Camp MVP for sure. But it was a great turnout. The high school kids, we had 4 or 5 sub 4.8s. And that's our best. Yeah, like usually, like, because we're laser.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
like, yeah, we had 4 that went sub 4.8, and so it was a really good
You're
turnout.
no longer the fastest member of the family.
No, my little brother, John Thomas, he ran a 4.46.
4.46
Yeah.
laser.
Yeah, he can move. He can. Now, I still got him in the L drill. That's my claim to fame. Okay, still got him in the L drill.
Classic
Still got him
little
in the
white
L
guy
drill.
just moving side to side, just
I
like
know.
a little firefly. Hashtag Ask the Bench. What's your ideal margarita? It is
Your next one?
On the that's actually the best answer. And for me, I'm an on the rocks with salt. I actually love it when it's spicy. Maybe if you want to throw some jalapeno in there, maybe you already got jalapeno. Maybe you put some like tahini on the rim instead of salt. Yeah, that's my idea. I mean, the main thing is on the rocks and not overly sugary, right? Sugar is the enemy of a good margarita, in my opinion.
Man, I mean, you know me, T. I don't really get down on margaritas.
That's true. That's true, which is crazy because it's like one of life's greatest pleasures.
You love it.
I love it like I love the sun.
Katie loves them, but there's something like she has a reaction, like sinus reaction when she drinks margaritas, and so like we don't, not a big staple.
So I would actually go frozen. No, sorry, I would go on the rocks, spicy with tahini on the rim. Would be my ideal. Has the bench best sports season, spring, summer, fall. I like football the most, and that's when we make that's been the most successful in my career. So it's impossible. Like I love football, so fall. But the older I get, the more and more I'm loving this spring cycle. There's just so much to watch, and it also helps that everybody's doing good right now, pretty much.
I think this is my favorite. I mean, I love football season, but like that's typically the only thing going on, and football's king. We know that, but everything going on, and then I love like the NFL draft too. That's something that's near and dear to me. I love college basketball, so like those things hitting their peak, kind of at the time in college baseball and softball and all gymnastics, like all the things that we have. There's something every single day. It feels like, and so it's hard to beat this time for me.
As the bench, did you enjoy the baseball announcers this weekend? I mean, we had Lynn and Ben on the call Saturday. It was awesome.
I think Lynn and Ben on Saturday, and then I love Tom Hart.
And everybody loves Tom.
I think he does a fantastic job, and to have a national broadcast 2 out of 3, I thought was pretty cool because I think KP's great. We know Ben McDonald's great, so I think all 3 games that's about peak broadcasting.
Yeah. I just can't believe that you wasted Lynn and Ben on Saturday with a loss. I can't remember Friday.
They thought they were going to get a win like a lot of us did.
Friday I was watching, and right after home went out in the 6th inning, my wife forced me to go try to help put the kids to bed, and I freaking fell asleep in my daughter's bed, dude. So I missed the last 3 innings.
So you woke up to a surprise.
Yeah.
Did they win or did they lose?
Well, I mean, they were in such a good spot. I figured they had won, but who came in and shut them down? Was it Griffin?
Yeah.
Was it Herring?
Yep.
Yeah, and
Yep.
he looked good apparently. I'm bummed that I missed it. Yeah. All right. Hey, a massive thank you to Dreams Come True having us out here for the Dreams Come True Golf Tournament at U Club. Shout out to Rev Business, presenting sponsor, PAX, Briggs Equipment, Giles Automotive, Central Plumbing, Tito's, and everybody else who gets involved here. It's the best cause, dctofla.com. Go donate today. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow for a brand new Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage